in the teams competition in this, the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championship 2025.
Sobre las mesas de estos equipos, 4 puzzles de 1000 piezas. Han de elegir 2 para tratar de hacerlos lo más rápidamente posible y buscarse el hueco en la final.
4 puzzles, they've got to do 2 of them. They must choose which 2 to do. They can remove the seals on the ones they're going to do, make clear which 2 ones they're going to do, and stow the other ones away, and with the seals on.
Hace un poquito más de fresco en Valladolid, algo que seguro que también vamos a disfrutar. Y en estos poquitos segundos que nos quedan antes de llegar a ese último minuto, voy a pediros un fortísimo aplauso para todas las personas del voluntariado. Gracias por vuestro trabajo.
Tropical atmosphere.
Gracias por vuestra labor.
So we're 20 seconds away from your minutes. Thinking time.
Hay que desprecintar ese primer puzzle, hay que dejar claramente sobre la mesa los 2 puzzles que se van a realizar. Y Charlie, momentos de emoción, momentos intensos, porque los equipos han de decidir y tienen ese minuto que empieza en 2, 1, decidir.
You can now choose your puzzles, remove the seals from the puzzles you're going to do.
Los puzzles que no se van a ejecutar, lo mejor dejarlos debajo de la mesa.
The puzzle you're not going to do, either leave it just on top of the table for a while or just make it clear that
los jueces tienen que tener bien claro cuáles son los 2 que se van a hacer. Quedan todavía unos poquitos segundos para iniciar esta
tercera ronda. It's also for your own benefit that you make it very clear so the judges don't have to come and ask you.
Buscamos los 25 equipos más rápidos. Y Charlie, ahora sí que sí.
So I'm
casi, estamos llegando a esa
pregunta.
¿Estáis preparadas y preparados?
You ready?
Pues vamos allá en 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. ¡Adelante! ¡Suerte!
And they are off. We are in teams, Group C. This is Michelle Casper.
This is Rob Shields.
This is Rohan Adani.
And we have got 4 different interesting puzzles here.
Yeah, they could. There's a lot of variety of choice here, to be sure. Here, let me get this over here where we can see it.
So what have you got, Rob?
So the one I've got here is it's called Christmas Market, and I did a little quick look up on myspeedpuzzling.com. This has been done by 2 teams. The average time for that is 1 hour and 43 minutes for those teams. But I don't recognize any of the names on that team, so those teams. So take that with a pound of salt.
Yeah, so a very busy Christmas scene, a very thin strip of sky on the above, and yeah, we're seeing a lot of Christmas here in September in the Valladolid.
I was going to say there's a lot going on in this puzzle, but we will be saying that I think repeatedly. So
we also have a vintage style collage. It's called the 50s. We've got larger sortable groups of items such as vintage dresses, TVs, cars, plates of food and radios. And what have you got, Rohan?
We also have Stitch in the Scrum. It's actually the second Stitch puzzle we're seeing at Worlds this year, so that's really exciting. We have a couple of really recognizable, easy to sort blue sections in the middle over here, but the flowers in the background could be a little more tricky, so not sure if a lot of teams are actually going to choose this one.
That's right, this is the second Stitch puzzle we had, very different to the other one. The other one had almost no background at all. This one is extremely busy with many repeating colours. And the final one is, what is that called?
It's called The Housekeeper's Doom. It's part of the Lost Series catalogue. And yeah, we have a couple of easy to sort sections like the ceiling at the top, but the bottom of the puzzle is a lot busier, so should be quite tricky for teams.
Exactly, yeah. So part of the Lost Places collection, those are photographs of somewhat abandoned scenes, abandoned houses, and they tend to have a lot of busy elements, a lot of shadows and things like wallpaper and so very different images here. So just at first sight, what would you choose out of these 4 puzzles? Which 2 would you choose?
I would choose the Lost puzzles and the Housekeeper's Room and the Christmas Market puzzles. This just seems a lot easier to sort and divide among sections in the team, and that seems comparatively less busy out the others, but not sure what teams are going to do.
Yeah, myself, the 50s puzzle seemed less busy than I was expecting when I first took a glance at it. So it does seem like there's a lot of parts that you could actually sort out into individuals. So as the person who tends to sort and create projects, there's a lot of nice projects to give there. So I could hand out a bunch of easy things, and then I'd probably gravitate towards the Lost Places because I'm intimidated by Stitch's background, and the Christmas market seems like noisy chaos to me.
Yeah,
what about you?
I know my friend Fruji has done this one, and she said it was a really good for a solo 1000. She even did it as a pairs 1000 as well. So I know that this one is more on the easier side. It's a mixture of black and white images and colored images. So I think that's definitely going to help with the sort.
Mm-hmm.
And the pieces are not like too small, so you can easily hand off projects to other team members.
Yeah, they're good sized projects.
Yeah. Possibly I would go for the Christmas market as well. So like, 4 different huts. So 5 different buildings in this image, and then several people. But yeah, we're going to have one of our volunteers out on the floor. They're going to go around, check out which team is doing what, and give us some stats, tell us the breakdown of how many teams chose which puzzle.
Love that.
And then we'll get on to analyzing what is actually happening and how the action is unfolding.
A couple of quick notes on, I did a quick hit on myspeedpuzzling.com on all 4 of these puzzles just to see what was out there. A couple of interesting things. So the Lost Pieces Housekeeper's Room, there's only 2 teams that have registered, and their teams, to be fair, don't show up a lot as much on myspeedpuzzling.com. But the average completion time was an hour, 2 minutes, again, with only 2 teams. But one of those 2 teams was the Portugal team, who's here today. And so that will be interesting. And then on the 50s, there were 13 teams that registered something. The average time was 53:32. And Chloe and Sky, I forget what the name of the team that they're on, but they're half of a team that has done that. And Ella and Inga from the O's and A's have also done that, registered a time. Chloe and Sky registered a time with their team, again, not the same team, of 36:09. And Ellen and Inga, again, not the same team, arguably a little bit faster team, I think, 44:12. And then Christmas Market had 2 teams, and the average was an hour and 43, like I said before. And then the other one had no times registered at all. So.
Okay, so based on the stats, which are the 2 fastest based on average times?
It looks like the Housekeeper's Room and the 50s are the ones that are fastest, but again, we only have 2 teams for the Christmas Market, and I don't recognize them, and no teams on the other one. So the Stitch and, what was the Stitch and, was the other fellow's name?
Scrum.
Yeah.
Scrum. So no registered completions on that. So couldn't really tell you. I think the Christmas Market and the Stitch one are definitely less well grounded in the data. But it is fascinating to see that several teams, not surprising, have done some of these, and some teams have done them really fast.
Yeah, so what's interesting is what we can see from the desk is that table 1 is actually doing, it looks like the Stitch puzzle. And they're actually doing Lost Places, but they have the Stitch puzzle still on their table. Okay, so yeah, they do have to make sure that the volunteers record which are their 2 choices, and so it looks like that might be the second choice for table number 1 from Poland.
I don't know if you had this challenge in your round, but having the second puzzle sitting on the table for a while, that was a little bit of a challenge. Like, we'd like to have all the space that we could possibly use, and they asked us to keep the second puzzle on the table for a little while. Looks like everybody's already cleared their table, which is great, but we had ours sitting there for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it does take up a lot of the space. Okay, so Lost Places was 57. So 57 times this was chosen. The 50s, 57%, 90%. Christmas 60%, and Stitch
40%.
40. Yeah, so every team gets 2 choices. This is 2 times 1,000 pieces. The time limit is 3 hours. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams are getting on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it looks like Alejandra's team, Alejandra and Gisela, and I haven't looked up the other ones quite yet, are chosen the Christmas one to get started. I'm seeing actually a fairly wide variety of puzzles as the first choice.
Yeah, I think from the 3 teams that we've seen so far, this is quite a variety from photographic collage, photo, very well, first of all, a license photo. This is all something we have, a license picture, something that seems to be more common this world than in previous worlds. But you do have that big, solid color section in the middle, and then we also have this busy Christmas theme. So third Christmas puzzle out today.
It does feel like that the Worlds team is poking us a little bit, choosing Worlds puzzles in the middle of a heat wave. But I imagine that when they chose these puzzles, it was long ago and far away from the current heat wave.
All right. So, so how would you tackle this one, Rohan?
So the sky looks really easy to sort out, really easy to identify. So I would definitely assign one of the 4 team members to the sky. The rest of it's quite busy. Maybe someone on the building, since they're like really solid, identifiable colors. And then the bottom looks really busy. It looks like a complete nightmare. But just like put in small sections as and when you see them. That would be my approach. But yeah.
Yeah, so there are 5 buildings. They all have fairy lights hanging off them and a lot of red and white. Also this Christmas tree in the middle here, it's just, I think that's going to be one easy to sort.
Yeah, it's quite prominent, yeah.
It's very different to the Christmas tree one in the previous round. There they had like Christmas trees all over. Here, if you pick up a green piece with some colourful dots on it, it definitely belongs here. So
even these houses at the top should be quite easy to like sort out.
I was thinking that when I first took a look at this puzzle, I was like, I think Rohan, you and I were talking about it in advance. I was like, oh, that seems fairly sortable, and I sort of talked myself out of it. There are a lot of hooks in here. Like there's a good band of things that you can do across the top, but I do feel like that the kind of group of people near the bottom and maybe some of the clutter elsewhere are going to be non-trivially challenging. But again, most of these people are going to be really used to taking a lot of hints from a piece and finding the right place for it.
Yeah, so let's break down this image here of the lost places, the housekeeper's room. Rohan, you mentioned that the ceiling is very sortable.
Yeah.
Also the green furniture, like the green doors, possibly also these books.
Yeah, so the ceiling also has a slight gradient through it. So I don't think you would need to shape saw the ceiling in the start. I think you can work with the gradient. But other than that, even this pink section at the bottom, it's really small, but also easy to identify. And the middle of the puzzle seems really busy, but maybe the black chair is something to look out for.
Yeah, I think that this one's got a lot of things going for it. There are parts of this I want to do immediately. The ceiling, like you said, has got a lot of texture. The tables are differentiated. There's a lot of pieces out there of like just bits and pieces in the middle that are worth pulling out. So
and we can see that the Polish team and the
Czech
team, they're both doing the lost places. We have upper left, table 57. They have chosen the stitch.
That's the all pieces together team. This is a great time to remind people that I'm going to unintentionally slaughter people's names, and I apologize deeply in advance. But just to kick that off, it's Mojka, all pieces together. Mojka, Anna, Maya, and Vanya, I believe. Apologies again in advance.
Yeah, we can't see the bottom left, their team name, but we can see that they're doing the Christmas puzzle. And we can see the team that are doing Stitch, they've gone straight for the border, and they have, using their trays to do a color sort. So as you say, Rohan, definitely there's 2 different blues in the middle of the image.
Should be quite helpful,
purples and blacks. So sorting the actual Stitch is rather simple, but I think coming to the sort of the flowers is going to be really tricky.
Yeah.
So this is team number 4, Tempest Fugit, with Jan, Martin, Adam, and Jana. They are from the Czech Republic.
Really fast in the ceiling as we expected, but yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a really great job there on the ceiling. That's a pretty solid section to have already assembled at 11 minutes.
And they had some great space management. Like they had everything either sorted into piles or sorted onto trays, which is really great because now you can free up a whole bunch of space and use it much more easily. You can set aside some things. You saw they had 2 trays stacked, which is a great way of parking things in conserving space.
And the Swedish in the bottom right-hand corner, that's sorted out. They have already got a lot assembled. You've seen that they've doing the 50s puzzle, and they've sorted out the red skirt. And they also had some floating islands. So working on the border and really pulling out the sections that are the most colourful. I imagine that it's going to be the black and white sections that are left over at the end.
This is Team 55 from Spain. That's Laura, Cristina, Margarita, and Susana.
Yeah, using some cardboard boards there. At this point they're not assembling, but they're pulling pieces out of the box.
And cardboard is actually quite nice because, often you use something that is more like a poster board, but that cardboard really makes the pieces pop out. It's sort of color neutral, unless, of course, you've got a brown puzzle.
Yeah.
But in this particular case, like, you can see that all of those pieces really stand out.
Yeah, and that's keeping their assembly area very clean because they have each assembling different puzzles, but it could be harder to find when you pull pieces out of the box, like they're doing in the top left over there.
It's also really interesting because some teams aren't using trays at all and they're still so organized and so fast. So just see the different strategies, different approaches of people is like really, really fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting to see them actually using the box as storage. You don't see that a lot in teams. Usually everybody's a dump and sort of approach to things, but I don't know if they dumped it out and pushed a bunch back. That seems unlikely. So somebody must have just gone picking through the box looking for pieces. Interesting strategy. Love to see how that plays out.
Yeah. Team 37 from Sweden, that's on the edge with Smilla, Freya, Marina and Paloma. Also doing in the 50s. So Rohan, you accidentally, how did it happen? You didn't come to the Worlds registered for teams, but you ended up puzzling in the last round. How did that come about?
So it was really interesting. I was just at the venue, wanted to see the other teams because I wasn't participating. And then there was one team which actually needed 2 people. And they were like, I never met them before. 2 of them actually spoke Spanish, couldn't speak English at all. But I was like, I'm at the Worlds, I'm in Spain, you know what, why not? So I did participate in the last round and we finished both puzzles, so it was really fun.
Oh, that's fantastic. So how did you communicate? Was there a lot of pointing, or just how did you organize that?
There was a lot of pointing. We didn't understand each other. It was really, really frustrating, but it was fun in the end. So
well, congratulations on finishing.
That is amazing. I love that you were just like, I'm gonna come by, and I was in that round by that table, and Charlie was just like, anybody want to jump in for this last team? And I saw one guy come across, and it's really fun. I think that just to quick assemble a team, and you guys did fine, right?
Yeah. We did well. I was happy with it.
I've got some, I think, stronger numbers on who's got what puzzles here. It looks like that 7 teams chose the Lost, what was it, what's the actual name? Lost Places, Housekeepers room. 7 chose that as their first puzzle, 7 chose that as their second puzzle for a total of 14. 50s, we have 33 teams who picked that as their first puzzle, and 33 teams who picked that as their second puzzle for a total of 66. Christmas, we had 33 teams choosing that first, and 27 choosing that second, so a total of 60. And Stitch, 7 chose that first, and 11 chose that second for a total of 18. And that distribution is, like, again, I made the obvious mistake of not choosing Christmas as the one that I would have done, but this makes sense to me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, so I think, so it's very heavily in the 50s. For the 50s, 84% of teams did choose that as one of their puzzles, but then it's a big drop to the next one. The next one is the Christmas puzzle, which is 38%, Stitch 23%, and Lost Places 18%. So yeah, I think we're seeing a real mixed bag here.
Yeah.
I think this one is going to be really interesting. Because in the last round there was one puzzle, the Christmas puzzle, that 0 teams chose. So we did see a lot more comparisons between people doing the same puzzles, and now we're going to see it could be anything.
Yeah, I find it fascinating how few teams chose the Lost puzzle. Rohan, you convinced me that was a good one to start with, and I agree. And we're seeing like the Peaky Puzzlers over there, the team from Poland chose that as first, so we're in good company by choosing that one. But it is interesting that very few teams overall chose that.
Well, I just got some more insider info that the Lost puzzle is actually very dark, so it's darker than it appears on the box.
I like that.
If we hadn't learned that last year with the cow, it pops up again.
Yeah, that is such a good comment.
Let's take another look at that one.
So, yeah, it is. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't have guessed this would be dark enough to be problematic myself. Even the picture looks pretty bright on the box, which means that even if it was darker, I think it would work out. But there is a lot of black pieces going on straight down the middle. But we will see how it plays out for folks, because you can. I think, do we have anybody doing it? Yeah. So the team down in the lower left-hand corner there, Team 27 from Spain, looks like they've got that going on.
The puzzle letters. we've got the section with the books, the section with the very orange books in the center of the image that has been assembled. We also have the pink couch in the corner and the ceiling. So they've got some good sections going, but you can see
there's a lot of dark.
Everything that is left behind, which is more than 50% of the puzzle, is pretty dark.
It's really dark.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not in this round. I would have picked the Lost Places puzzle and just got stuck on it. So thankfully not in this round.
Yeah, well, this is part of the complexity of the preliminary round of teams is practicing your picking skills. How do you evaluate a puzzle and how do you decide which one will be faster on the day? On the top right, we've got Alejandro's team, and they are flying on the Christmas puzzle.
Yeah, and then in the lower right-hand corner, you've got the Dutch team, the O's and the A's, with Ella and Inga, as well as with Sien and Tuan. Those are the ones that Ellen and Inga have done this puzzle before, and they've done it fast, and they're with potentially faster people than they did it with. I think they did it in 44 minutes on myspeedpuzzling.com the one time. So I'm not surprised that they're cruising through this, but they're pretty dramatically cruising through it.
Okay, so getting a close-up here of the team that is doing the Lost Places, and you can really see that dark, murky, shadowy pieces that are left behind. So yeah, that is a tricky element, and as we head into the evening, the light is fading a little. I mean, it's only 5 o'clock, but I believe a thunderstorm was forecast, so we might be a bit cloudy, which might also be contributing to the darkness in the room.
Yeah, and somebody had made the comment a little bit earlier that if you're going to do this puzzle, do it first for exactly that reason.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a very good point. If you are in an evening session and you have a choice between two puzzles, definitely do the darker one first as the light fades.
So if you're doing a puzzle in a continuous light situation, are you guys easy puzzle first, hard puzzle first in a team situation?
Our team has decided that we will always do the harder puzzle first.
I think strategically the harder one makes more sense, but I would just choose the easy one, feel good about myself, and then deal with the hard one.
Yeah, I think my team, we are definitely on the lower end of puzzlers, so we're not usually looking to compete, we're looking to finish. Oh, I hear the rain.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that on the live stream, but we have a bit of a rumble.
Yeah, for a second there I thought there was a huge crowd cheering, but it turns out that there's just a lot of rain hitting the dome.
Yeah.
Wow, so this is not quite like rain hitting on a tin roof, but it's a bit more rumbly. It's quite an interesting experience here to have the...
I absolutely need this sound on my phone to fall asleep to.
Okay. So I don't know about the folks outside. Yes, I can see folks coming on. The dome is filling up because it's raining, so yeah, it's going to get a bit more louder in here as well as people escape the rain. Unfortunately, I mean, there are a few covered areas outside, but not many tents to keep that. So we just have on the screen right now table 11, Pizi Zuzi from Bulgaria with Petya, Zonitsia and Silvia.
And now we're looking at team. Oh, yep, we're still looking at the same team. So I was just going to say, as puzzlers who are looking mostly just to complete puzzle rather than trying to do particularly well and maximize our piece count, because usually we don't expect to finish in the time, we tend to want to do the easy puzzle to maximize piece count. So it's a different thing, right? Because we're not really looking to manage our emotional strategy, which is a valid thing to be doing, but we're looking to maximize the piece count across the line.
Yeah, so I'd just like to take a moment to chat with Rohan a bit. He's at the World Championship for the first time from India, and he's 16 years old. I did mention him the other day when we saw him on screen, and I just thought we'd just have an opportunity to chat with him for a few more minutes. So Rohan, your mother told me that you are the record holder in India for completing the largest puzzle, the 42,000 piece puzzle from Educa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at 16 years of age, how do you find the time to complete 42,000 pieces? Most people would take a few years for that.
Yeah, that's a great question. I actually started during the COVID lockdowns. We were stranded at home, and there'd be online school going on in the background, and I'd just be doing my puzzle. So it was a really fun time, but it did take me a long time, I'm not gonna lie about it. I did have exams in the middle. I did also want to go out and meet my friends, actually have a life like most teenagers would. But it was my leisure, it was my hobby, I enjoyed it. So even if I had like an hour of free time, half an hour of free time, every single day I would spend some time on the puzzle, and it was my downtime, so I really loved it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like to have their hands busy while they're learning or attending to something, and so that actually seems like in a remote situation where you can be at home kind of doing something like on the floor or wherever it is you're going to do a giant puzzle like that, probably in pieces, but that seems like a great activity to keep your hands busy while your heads may be engaged in the content itself.
It also helps me like keep attention and keep focus, because if I'm like just like looking at a screen for too long or like listening to like a school class for too long, I tend to lose my attention, so it just like helped me stay focused. So yeah,
no, really I can relate to that. I know that when I have something long to listen to, it helps me to, I like to do a casual puzzle that just helps me to somehow keep my mind focused a bit more.
Yeah.
Where do you have the space to complete a puzzle? Was it made up of several panels? Can you tell us how big that puzzle is that we can imagine?
So it was made up of 7 different panels of 6,000 pieces each. So I obviously did it panel by panel. The entire puzzle is about like 25 feet wide, which is really huge.
I think I think your mother said it was 13 meters long.
I think 25 feet wide
like
was
a little over 8.
I mentioned.
Would be my guess.
Yeah, a little over
3
8
to 1?
meters.
Okay, well, a very long puzzle. So
yeah.
Do you have such a long puzzle such a long wall in your house to display a puzzle like that?
So no, we're actually still struggling to find a place to display it. It was displayed at a museum in India, the Museum of Solutions, for a while, but we've taken it down temporarily. As far as building it is concerned, I built it in panels. My family was really generous to like give up our TV room and dedicate it towards this puzzle. But yeah, I built it panel by panel, and yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And your parents also told me that in your free time you like to design or create puzzle games that are used for children. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Sure. So I'm actually working with an NGO that works with prisons. So what this NGO does is that children with incarcerated mothers who are in prison, these children actually live in the prison with their mothers. But we recently had a law reform in India when these children were allowed to go outside of the prison for a few hours each day to a childcare center. And what I'm doing is I'm designing puzzles for these children, which they can do at this childcare center. And it's something that's really personal for me. It's something that I've enjoyed a lot and something that I deeply cared about, because as a child I've had the opportunity to make puzzles, and that's got me so far. But these children don't have the same access to resources, they don't have the same opportunity, so making these puzzles sort of gives them a more normal childhood, which they otherwise wouldn't have. So it really means a lot to me. Also, like, all they see on a daily basis is the prison and the childcare center, so you haven't really seen the outside world much. So when I'm designing puzzles and choosing images, I tend to choose images of stuff like nature, of stuff like markets, of stuff like cities, so stuff that they haven't seen in life, to show them that even though they haven't had the best start to life, they still have the opportunity to aspire, the opportunity to dream, to imagine. And that's what I've been wanting to do through the medium of puzzles, and it really means a lot to me.
I love that you've done more in your last few years than mostly I've done in my entire life. That's very impressive.
Thank you.
How did you get into puzzling to begin with?
So I started puzzling at the age of 1.5. I couldn't
1.5?
I couldn't speak, but I could puzzle. It started with like 2 pieces, then 4, then 9, and I've honestly never stopped. Speed puzzling is something I've started in the last couple of months itself, so something that is new to me, but I'm really enjoying it.
How did you discover speed puzzling?
So there was actually a tournament held in India. It was obviously much smaller scale than this, and I participated in that in the start of the year, and I actually won in my category. And after that I was like, maybe I should go to the world tournament. And yeah, like, definitely underestimated how competitive it would be, but it's been a really fun experience, so no regrets.
I just want to point out on the screen down in the lower left-hand corner, we have the question marks, and that's Natalia, Justina, Kristen, and Zuzana. And they're actually pacing really well, maybe even slightly ahead of the Osnes. So I'm actually fairly impressed on that. I think that if we're thinking about this sort of like for like, I think that this is, maybe the fastest puzzle. And so obviously we've got a couple of teams choosing that. But then the Puzzle Marauders in the upper left-hand corner with Gisela, Alejandro, Laura, and Rafael, they're actually doing quite well on the Christmas puzzle, which I think is a harder puzzle, as I have said. And so the pace that they might be a little slower here, but actually on a equal pace.
Yeah, no, they're making fantastic progress at 26 minutes. So the fastest finish we have seen so far was a solve of 29 minutes for the Aussie All-Stars, I believe.
I'm glad I'm off camera because my mouth literally fell all the way open.
Yeah, I'm starting to forget the stats, but I think there was 29 minutes for a solve by the Aussie All-Stars. In any case, at 27 minutes, many teams are flying, but at least those are the ones who have done the 50s. But if we have assumed and based on the stats that the 50s is the fastest puzzle, it's going to be really interesting to see what the second puzzle is.
You're right, it was 29:07.
Yeah.
The Aussie All-Stars.
Yeah. No, that's really exciting, Rohan, to hear how you are using your passion for puzzles to see an opportunity to help others, and definitely helping those who are underprivileged. And I can imagine that those children who are living in the prisons, who don't, as you say, don't see much of the outside world and don't have as many resources, would really appreciate somebody coming in and bringing different puzzles.
A little bit of thunder.
Heard some rumble, and I just looked up at the sky, and I don't know if it's lightning or some lights are blinking, flashing. But yeah, adding another interesting element to the puzzle.
I know, it makes it all that more exciting. I have to say, I saw somebody say in the comments, Rohan, that you have a powerful voice and a powerful heart, and I thought that was
Thank you so much.
accurate, and I just wanted to pass that along because that was an amazing sentiment.
So what do you think about here, this team on the bottom right, the Dutch team? Look how fast they're moving there.
Yeah, it's honestly amazing. Like, I can't believe my eyes at how fast they're going, and two of them have done this puzzle before, but it's still remarkable. Like, I'm at a loss of words.
Yeah, we've just also got a glimpse of the American team on the top left. That's Dome Sweet Dome with Kyle, Hannah, Emma and Yasmin. That's also a real power team, two super duos combining to make a super four. And yeah, a lot of strong competition here.
Yeah, I'm really, I think Kyle and Hannah have been doing great as pairs and obviously individually. Hannah's a rising star, a risen star at this point on the U.S. team. She sort of came out of nowhere at the very beginning of this year and finished second in nationals and has been finishing first in most competitions she's been entering. Kyle, who's always been a strong member of the U.S. team, has increased his, I think, his performance substantially this year. So he's went from really good to really, really good. And we saw Emma do extremely well on the pick and place puzzle of the individual semis. So, you know, just we're talking about those three folks, we're looking at an extremely strong American team, which is great because I love to see, you know, we had a lot of strong Americans not able to make it. It's good to see other Americans still able to represent.
Yeah, and as we see the split screen with some potential, front runners here, that definitely the atmosphere in the room is, the sound level has definitely raised up. There's a lot of excitement in the room. So we thank you, Rohan, for joining us here at the beginning of the live stream. Anything you would like to share with the world?
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure. I hope we can see more Indians at this stage. That is my goal ultimately, and I hope to come back someday. Thank you.
Yeah, I would love to see more Indians. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I don't know if we introduced the Peaky Puzzlers, but just in case we didn't, that's Anna Dill, Veronica Huptas, Malgorzata, and Anna Kazana. I suppose I should take Malgorzana Bien, just so that I will have said everybody's last name and butchered them equally. And it looks like the American team is actually pulling this together really well as we get down to the end with the Netherlands team, the O's. It looks like they're about to finish first, but the American team, actually, they have a lot more. I'm trying to yell over the top of the rain. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it is thunderous in the dome. Thunderdome, if you will. And so forgive me for losing track of what I'm saying, but here we are coming down to the end, last placements. We've got just a little gap, but as I know Jim likes to say, there's a lot of places where pieces just go. You pick it up, you put it down, as Devin likes to say, and they're getting it right down to the end. All the hands in there. I love the octopus moments where everybody's hands are just trying to work around each other, driving into the last black and white pieces there, getting them all the way across. And it looks like they've come down in 31-18 for the first one. They're doing a trifoil. We didn't talk about this, I don't think. Did we talk about the rule change this time around?
Not yet. Go ahead.
Okay, so this time around, the last couple of rounds, the rules weren't well enough understood that some teams were able to just slide the sort of slippery plastic / paper that you can see here in white out. They just put it over the top of the puzzle. They clarified in this round, they were extremely clear. They took great pains to say it, that is not allowed. You have to get your puzzle off and into the box-ish. Charlie said that it doesn't have to be all in the box, but it has to be all box directional, so you can't just pull out the bottom and put it on the top anymore.
Yeah, so the flip and rip and the double decker and the slippery slide, that has lasted for a maximum of 2 rounds and has been put to bed. So we're going to try and hopefully you can all hear us at home. Lightning is flashing. The Thunderdome is probably a good name for our current situation. Joining us at the desk we have Sergio from Portugal. He's living in Norway. What do you think of what's going on right now?
Yeah, it's. I think that it's getting tight. These last people getting the next people finishing the puzzle. It's also interesting that all of them got the same puzzle. And to be honest, I think I would go for the same. Some organized cows is really nice to go for. But yeah, I don't know if this noise of the sound, the rain is actually disturbing the communication between the team members. It could, but yeah.
Yeah, so we see that right now we have 4 teams all doing in the 50s image. We have in the top right, we have the Austrians, Verena, Karen, Simona and Connie. That's table 38. Their team name is Gotta Puzzle 'Em All. We have the Americans on the top left coming up into the close of their first puzzle, looking really fantastic there. Meanwhile, the Polish in the bottom left still have some bigger sections to finish, and meanwhile the Swedish are making great progress there. Just layering. Their boards look a bit flimsy. They don't look like they have solid boards. They're like kind of semi-transparent. I wouldn't feel so safe using boards like that in such a high-level competition. What do you think?
But it looks that they are used to that. To be honest, they were handling them in a pretty decent way. And again, is organized cows in the middle of another organized cows. I think it's. I believe that it will work.
Sorry, the roar of the rain is so loud that I'm struggling to keep track of what it is that is going on. But I heard semi-transparent boards, and I am super interested in semi-transparent boards. They seem like they could be a benefit and a liability at the same time. I was watching the question marks, and Justina and Zuzana, like, when you're standing over the puzzle like that, you have to actually manage your own heads, right? Because you end up kind of bumping heads against each other, and I noticed that they were kind of coming close to that. But it looks like they're coming close to the end. It really is slowed down on both of the 50s on the left-hand side of the screen. We thought that they were off like a shot, and they were, but these last parts are really taking in some extra time.
6 pieces left.
Yeah. Kyle and Emma getting the last one. There's Hannah getting the last one in. All right, so they got their puzzle confirmed. Yes. They're going with the Christmas one next. Kyle's executing a trifold. It's falling apart, and at some point it's just going to get shoved towards the box. It doesn't matter if all the pieces are in the box. If the pieces hit the floor, so be it. You just got to get it off the table.
Yeah, you can always figure it out in the end of the 2 puzzles that there is puzzles in the end. It actually happened to me today. In the end I found a piece in the middle of the floor after finishing the puzzles. It's like, which puzzle is this one? But
totally that is fair. The problem, right? If you find a piece, if you have tossed some pieces on the floor, you may get confused with other pieces that fall on the floor. And if you're a person like me who ends up dropping them on the floor from time to time, you don't want to have other ones that you're confused with.
But it's easy to identify them. You spend so much time building up the puzzle that you say, I know where this piece is supposed to go. Yeah.
It is rumbling like crazy here. I mean, I can barely hear my co-hosts, Rob and Sergio, who are literally like 30 centimeters away from me. This is very interesting conditions. It's pouring, absolutely pouring outside. We just got a sight through the doors. Many people are in here, obviously raising the temperature, but it does look like that may bring a little bit of a breeze. And we're looking forward to seeing here the Austrian team in the top left finishing their close on that grey section. What they have in front of them is actually a vintage car. So it's a very, very slight grey, shiny section without much detail. And there's also a lady in a grey cardigan. So meanwhile, the Australians on the right, we see that they're coming up towards the end of their Christmas puzzle.
And again, you see how good they pass the trace through from one to another. they have really a good system. It's actually more stable than it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, if I can barely hear my co-hosts and we are sitting so close to each other, this is definitely having an impact on the communication between team members.
That's a really great point, yeah, because you're going to have to start yelling at each other if you want to be heard.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why all the people are kind of leaning in forwards, just so they can hear each other and communicate. Obviously, it's also a bit more exciting as they finish their close. Come on, Austrians, you got this.
Yeah, they get coming down to the last pieces. There we go. They got one empty, couple empty.
Good.
All right, they're clear. All right, let's see. So they're going to try fold and slide. Yeah. And away it goes. I suspect a lot of these teams, the communication isn't going to be too hampered because they're so used to competing with each other. They're so used to doing puzzles in general that they all have a sense of where to go. The broad sort of direction is maybe what you're missing, like you focus on this. Yeah, well, there's some lightning. And did they roll out another piece of paper underneath, like a black piece of paper?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
It is too easy to transport, like probably to separate the puzzle faster.
Oh,
like
yeah, so they're
just
probably
take a full
dumping
bench
onto two different...
instead of dragging them, they probably just take... Yeah,
I think
probably.
that's right.
And I think the fact that it was so black and white was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's too early to sort by... It's too many pieces to sort by contrasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we saw one of the teams put away their Christmas puzzle, I noticed that in the box there was actually a poster. I think most teams probably would not even notice that, but that's definitely helpful for the teams working for people. You could take this out and place it at the other end of the table so the other two members further away from the box could actually get basically get a better view. We've just had the news handed to us. Unfortunately, the outside screen has fallen down. That is really unfortunate.
It's really heavy rain.
Yeah, the technical team came in yesterday to install the screen and set it up, and people were really enjoying it last evening. That's just an example of how powerful.
Back here.
No. Doesn't look like. The cameras are on.
The stream is...
I think that the streaming will come soon.
Can you hear us?
Perhaps if you're right asking that.
If you can hear us out there in the world, please say something specific, like we can hear you. That would make it a lot easier for us as we try and get back into what was supposed to be. Oh, thank you so much.
Very much.
It is amazing to hear so many people say that all at once. You all are great. I super appreciate you sticking with us. We tried as good as we could to provide you with some updates via YouTube chat. For those of you who are in the chat, thank you for bearing with us. Obviously, there's a lot of information we don't know at this point, but I do appreciate your support. We did our best to try and get you some information. Everybody went running around to try and provide a lot of information back into the stream. So we will spend the next few minutes trying to catch up and trying to catch you up with us.
Yeah, and the good news is that the timer never stopped running, so that's going to remain the same. So pretty extreme conditions here, Sergio.
Yes, it's actually I hope it was not my fault that I joined to the live stream and they caused all of this damage.
It was perfectly fine until you got here.
Yeah.
I have to say though, congratulations to all, or not congratulations, but I guess good job. Everybody's just puzzling straight through this. I know this is tough conditions, and it's going to be challenging, but if you can still hear us, it looks like the video has lost. Maybe say a thing again. But I don't know if it's great news, but the okay news is this happening to an entire heat, and it's only the heat progression that matters. So it's not like your time in this heat is compared to times in other heats. Obviously, there's a lot of adversity going on, but they're making it through it.
Do you want to clarify about the screen problem and the timings now that maybe some people didn't read what you
want
wrote?
To catch up on some timings?
No, just because that in case if some people wonder if there was any problem with the timing and like to record the time when people finish, you describe it in the comments. But not
I can
read.
go back and see if I can find my comments. Absolutely. Maybe you guys can vamp for just a few minutes while I look to do that?
No, unless if you summarize what's just happened. But the fact that there was a screen computer always running with the time. And that screen never stopped counting, and then they managed to...
I have all of the tables that have finished puzzle. Should I just go through all of the numbers?
Yes, just do it.
table 7, table 15, 36, 16, 7 again. 1, 8, 17, 58, 38, 18, 3, 10, 39, 59, 30, 20, 5, 12, 21, 71, 57, 32, 64, 43, 23, 14, 22, 13, 6, 5, 12. Yeah.
Yeah,
Those have all finished
and I
one
understand.
puzzle.
I understand that that's a lot of numbers that we just threw out at you. Sadly, we couldn't keep up with all of the team names. If you go to the World Jigsaw Puzzle Association under the participation side of things, they have a list of every team, table number, and table name, and all the participants. If we need to, we may come back with some more running.
So I'll probably be sitting there for the rest of the day.
All right. Well, thank you so much for gathering all that information.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Rohan.
All right, looks like we have video off and on, and so we will bear with it as we can. I'm trying to see just from the camera feed. It looks like the O's and A's are progressing along pretty well. It looks like the Marauders also making up some good time.
The interesting is that even when there was not power all the way, the cameramans and everyone was always running the same way in case whenever it comes, people are ready. So it was a way to track who is finishing was when the judge and the cameras were moving towards those people.
Yeah,
so you could
I
always
love the
track down.
dedication.
Yeah.
Veronica's back.
I have some information. The tables that have had to move due to the rain are table 48, 60, 71, 72, and 73.
Wow, so many tables.
Yes.
Okay.
Some of them were like 3 in a row, so maybe
right, so it's probably an area. Do we have any sense yet as to whether or not there's going to be what the compensation for that might be?
I haven't heard, but I'll go and check if I can find out.
Definitely.
Yeah, so 48 was definitely a lot of
More
rain.
influence. Yeah.
Yeah, there
I'll
was
see if I can find out something more.
Because those tables are actually in the back, so probably they went they probably went to an empty table.
Yeah.
Looks that the 48 is the one more in the middle. So
And we have video
yes.
again.
Finally.
Yay!
Oh yeah.
But
all right.
I noticed that there were some tables that had moved. Like there was a big open space towards the back there. So yeah.
All right, looks like the O's and A's are making substantial progress through Christmas, as is the U.S. team Dome Sweet Dome. We can see that the Puzzle Marauders with the 50s puzzle, which again I think is the faster puzzle, are making good progress, but I don't think they're anywhere close to catching up with the O's and the A's. I think they just were so far ahead on that first puzzle that they have just a small amount of pieces left, relatively speaking, and a lot of them are just single piece, single gap sort of pieces.
Yeah, and I mean, we know that this team, they are very strong on the busy images at the
the Dutch?
Yes, at the Jan van Haasteren competition, which uses only busy images by the same artist or in the same style. The two sisters, Tjörn and Sian, were the first place pair, and Ellen and Inga were the second place pair. So this is right up their alley. They've definitely made the choice to suit their skills, and it's really looks like it's paying off.
That's a great point, because we saw that Ellen it was the individuals semi-C with a super busy puzzle, just flew through it. And I talked to her later, and I said it seemed like that puzzle was built for the Dutch in mind, just because there was so much to do. And she said, absolutely.
It's really good because it also gives you a boost of confidence when you are doing that final, like in that speed. Gives a boost, and it's great for it.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what comes up in the final. If it's like what kind of style it would be, and maybe a bit more balanced. Maybe one busy, one photograph, or if it's going to play heavily into one of a particular style.
Yeah. And we got Veronica back with more news.
Okay, so I found out that table 48, they had to actually move to an entirely different table. So they noted the time, moved everything over, and then noted the time again. So that will be taken out of their total time.
There was an interesting moment that unfortunately we couldn't show you, but where Charlie was holding a chair over the top of the table to try and prevent it from getting rained on. So Charlie, I think the boy wonder of this whole entire event, out there doing every last thing to make sure that people have as fair a competition as they can have. Good job, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie, for that.
Yes.
That was the quickest thing that you could improvise.
I think that might have been table 48 because that was like around that area.
That seems like the right general area.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I always try to say see the right thing of the things, but imagine, luckily this is not during individuals where it happened close to 1 hour. It could be extremely dramatic when the last moment. Yes. So luckily it was in such a longer period.
There's a little bit of thunder just to remind us that it's not over until it's over.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I was just about to say that it looks like the clouds have lifted because suddenly we have more light in the room, but I think that's also because the spotlights are back on.
Yeah.
At least it seems here that the lighting situation has improved. Coming into the close here, we have the A's and the O's from the Netherlands. O's and A's, other way around.
It's very important to get those in the right order.
O's and A's, showing us what they do best, pick and place, busy puzzles, and just doing it with such exhilaration.
I have to say I'm really excited to see the Brat sisters sort of debut, if you will, on the national stage. Obviously they've been doing a lot in the Netherlands, but it's great to see them out here where they become less mysterious, and now we can know more about them.
Yeah, we're seeing a real exhilaration here from Dome Sweet Dome, but it's going to be the it's the Netherlands.
Well done, O's and A's at an hour and 10.
Fantastic. Whoa.
And I think it'll take a couple of minutes until the other team finish as well.
Yep. Here's the Puzzle Marauders. It looks like they're doing getting down to the harder gray sections that you were talking about earlier, Michelle. The gray car. I think there's some great faces. They're just picking their way through those lighter shades, less contrasty shades, getting it through. Looks like they're making some good progress, but this really is the area that one slows down in.
So it looks that the sorting here it's a little bit, they used all the colorful pieces already. Now it's a little bit more.
See a little bit of blues. I did like that everybody at the table just shared a small laugh. The teams are often a much more fun event. Like even when you're doing bad, at least you have other people to sort of bounce things off of. And when you're doing well, like the energy is sort of builds on itself. So a lot of people I've talked to say that they really enjoy teams as their favorite event. It allows them to get out of their head. They know they're there with other people. Those other people can help them sort of feel better. I know that based on listening to the first round this morning, and we learned so much just watching the first round, I have to say. One of the things that we did, because Devin said that they have team cheerleaders, we appointed somebody on our team as the cheerleader, and that was a great call, having somebody who's in charge of the morale of the team. Excellent.
I think definitely a really good thing about doing a team puzzle is that if you really get stuck on a section, you can always just switch spots with another person.
Yeah, and often somebody is just eager to move on themselves or to do the thing that you're doing. You cost a little bit, especially if you have to get up and move, which a lot of these teams don't necessarily do. But yeah, one of the things that we talk a lot about is communication. If you're stuck or slowing down, say so, because somebody is probably going to be like, oh, I will 100% do that, or I've got a project for you, or any number of other things.
Or some people just commenting what they are doing themselves, like, oh, I'm working on this section, I cannot find this blue, and it happens so many times. Oh, I found that blue. Is this what we're talking about? Or that is the magic of keep talking, keep communicating is really important to. Yeah,
one of my favorite things is when somebody says, "Oh, I have the feet of some bird," and somebody else is like, "There's a bird? Oh, I know what that is."
Yes. Yeah, it happened. Actually, it happened with us this morning. We were doing this the Christmas tree, the Disney. There was these fairies in the middle of the tree, and then I found a fairy. I was like, "There is fairies here. Where the fairies are in the puzzle? They were in the middle of the tree. You could not see it first glance." And then after that, we see all the fairies was the fact that you comment, it helps a lot. Communication is really important on teams.
We got Dome Sweet Dome and the Puzzle Marauders here. I think are head to head here. It seems like the Puzzle Marauders are a little bit far ahead, but I also wonder if they've got a little harder section to do. As I see a lot of movement on the Dome Sweet Dome, and again, it's a lot of just single holes or stripes, whereas there are big gaps, which are sometimes harder to fill on the Puzzle Marauder side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those who are just joining us, the first finish was, to finish both puzzles, was the O's and the A's from the Netherlands, the Sino and Barat sisters, in a time of 1 hour and 10 and 16 minutes. So what we're looking at here are the chasers for second place. They're going pretty madly, but yeah, it looks like, I don't know, at this stage, yeah, it could be between the Spanish and the Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely looks like those two are
those two, they are one of those,
Yeah.
I'd look to see which team that was, the Austria team, and I think that might have been Vienna Calling.
No, that's a different Austrian team.
Different Austrian
it's called the one with Verena, Karen, Connie, and Simona. I think that's called Gotta Get 'Em All. They play.
Gotta puzzle them all.
Gotta puzzle them all.
Yep.
I mean, just looking at the two puzzles, the 50s and the Christmas, I have to say, I think that the Christmas would be easier to finish on.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of the details.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of single holes. Like there's not like a actual gap. It's just one and two pieces in a row here and there.
I think the Americans may have the edge here, so to speak.
Yeah.
They have looks like many fewer pieces, and again the single piece placement.
Oh, getting a great shot here of table 20, which is from Australia. They're also on their close for the 50s. Could they be neck and neck with the Puzzle Marauders from Spain? Looks like it.
Looks like table 32. It's just probably less than 20 pieces left, I would say.
That's Big Jig Energy, great team name down in the lower left-hand corner from Australia.
I think table 32 will take this.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like the Americans are starting to pull that out more decidedly ahead. Puzzle Marauders are there, as well as the Big Jig Energy right there as well.
And they have all the pieces left really close to the gaps, so we'll be pretty fast.
Down to one tray.
Yeah.
Last couple pieces.
Down to a single last tray. Couple
it's
of
official.
last pieces.
Americans, come on, you got this.
Yes,
Nice.
and that's 5 minutes after.
Dome Sweet Dome. People may be considering that. They may reconsider their team name after this experience.
I'm not so sure they find it so sweet anymore.
Yeah.
That's right.
Actually, I was expecting a different reaction this time. Like, was so hilarious when one of the members of the team finished in the semifinals when they realized that she was the first one.
Oh, Emma, yeah.
Yeah.
When she realized that she had finished first, she just was like, "What?"
I was expecting another expression again.
Yeah, we'll need to tell her that in finals, wherever she places, we expect to see a dramatic.
Absolutely,
expression.
needs to become
It
a
is now
thing.
her thing.
Yeah.
We need some drama.
All right, it looks like we've
We've
got
not had enough.
We haven't had enough drama.
But yeah, now the Spanish team is about to finish.
Puzzle Marauders getting it right down there.
Left.
Looks like they've got 3 hands. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes somebody backs out just to make sure that everybody can work. But good job for the Puzzle Marauders getting all the way through that. That would be Gisela, Alejandro, Laura, and Rafael. Good job. Now we have the Portugal team that plays 6, and I'm going to say Peças de Queiroz.
Piezas de Queiroz.
See, now I don't even know why I attempted that with somebody who could actually speak the language.
I'm pretty sure that was a playful way of using with the writer Essa de Queiroz.
Okay.
Essa in Portuguese, the word piece is peça, so I think that they're making there a mix with English and the writer. So if you're Portuguese, it's actually a really nice name.
I often wonder how many of the team names that I don't get because they're in a different language, or they might be in English but playing on a language pun that's not in our language.
Exactly what they did it right now.
So I need experts to come every time and tell us what the puns are with their native language teams. That would be amazing. Looks like maybe Australia's coming in next.
But yeah, we thought that Australia would be the third one.
Big Jig Energy.
Yeah.
On the close.
Jessica, Sarah, Tina, and Marita.
Congratulations.
Nice job to them.
So it means that they actually went really, really fast in the very end, because we thought that they could be the third. There was some minutes ago looked like that. That was my impression.
You're saying that you felt like the Marauders were.
We thought that Marauders will be the fourth. Actually, they speed up a lot in the end.
Yeah, so just between, we've had 3 finishes so far.
Yeah.
The O's and the A's from the Netherlands at 1 hour 10. 5 minutes later, we had USA, Dome Sweet Dome, and another minute later at 1 hour 16 and 48 seconds were the Puzzle Marauders from Spain.
Right, and then Big Jig Energy is finished.
And now Australia. So we're at, we've had 6.5 minutes between first and third place. Looks like the Austrians are chasing 5th place.
Yeah, we're seeing. I don't know that we've seen anything in this final set that wasn't the 50s or the Christmas puzzles so far. None of the people who are contending, none of the people who are sort of out on the edges of the first place area. We haven't seen any of the other puzzles. That being said, the one team that we can see, the Peaky Puzzlers from Poland, are doing the Stitch puzzle. And I can't quite tell how they're doing, but it looks like they're maybe about halfway through. Veronica is now trained to get up and go find more information, so she's just jumped right up and is coming back.
I just want to correct myself. The name of the Portuguese team is actually Peças de Queiroz. So they actually did the pan. The name of the team is Peça de Queiroz, not Piece of Queiroz. So they actually...
So translate it to English, please.
So Peça is piece. So I thought the name was Piece of Queiroz. Queiroz is the surname of the writer. And I said the wrong information, said that the name of the group was Pieces de Queiroz. But no, it's Peças de Queiroz. So they actually... It's a fun name in Portuguese. They didn't translate anything.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the Peaky Puzzlers were 30 to 40% through, based on the photographs that we've got from our intrepid reporter in the field.
Yeah, I think it's because they're doing the Stitch puzzle. That's when they get to the background, I mean, how do you, I mean, that's a lot either to shape sort or just to be, when you try to build a flower, like half a piece will be one color, half a piece will be another color, and so it's going to be really hard to see like where does it belong. But the Austrians coming in really hot there, looking fantastic. Karen, Verena.
Got to puzzle them all. Getting all their hands in there.
Maggie and Simona.
The Peaky Puzzlers did take a while to finish the housekeeper's room, so they were also started later. Right, everybody's hands in the middle. This is the best part. I love watching this. I love doing this, where everybody's like, okay, where's the last piece? Where's the last piece? I got it down.
So chaotic.
So we got 3 off to the side. Maybe they didn't know they had 3 off to the side. And now they're all hands in the middle. There we go.
Right.
And they can add one more to their puzzling collection on the way to puzzling them all.
It can be so hard to... another team finished.
Oh yeah,
Germany. Table...
Germany. Eat our puzzle dust.
16?
It's 16, 16.
I think that is Amka, Merla, Clara, and Laura.
Yep. I was going to attempt it, and I'm like, wait, there are people who are way better at pronouncing these names.
But yeah, the Portuguese team making great progress there on the 50s, about 50% done of the 50s. Yeah, and you can see that Zhao here in the bottom right-hand corner is trying to piece it together, the interior of a car, so it's a bit more sepia toned. Yeah, you've got a steering wheel, and he's now got a little portrait of a lady that attaches to his section, so that was handed over by teammate Mariana.
All right, and we are an hour and 21 minutes in there, and it looks like we got 5 finishers so far, I believe. So making some good progress. We're gonna shuffle around a little bit. Try and bring Veronica more properly into the desk, because she was so ready to get up and run and find more information. Thank you so much for doing that.
Oh, no problem.
I think for next edition we should have a camera following Veronica, so commenting.
Yeah. Just have like a GoPro on my head.
Yes, I would love
running
that.
around like
and I
crazy.
can tell you that she's she was completely drenched before she was caught in the rainstorm, but she has almost completely dry after that.
Not so much caught in the rainstorm as I just sprinted out into the rainstorm.
To enjoy that cooling effect.
Yes, I think I was standing in the rain for like 2-3 minutes. I was completely drenched and it was a lot of fun.
But you look pretty much dried out by now.
Yeah, I took off my t-shirt and switched to a dry t-shirt and also dry socks, but my shorts are still a little bit damp, but yeah, I was soaked.
Looks like the question marks are making some really good progress towards the end, and then down in the lower right-hand corner, we've got Peace Out with Amelia Lieberman, Nura. Okay, I'm just going to defer back to you, Michelle, with the Peace Out folks. We've got Amelia Lieberman, we've got
Nora, Rosa, and Inca.
Nura. Excellent. I was not going to hit that. Thank you for doing that. Looks like they're actually doing really well.
I do see that they have a team change. I don't see Rosa in the picture. It looks
I was wondering that.
Looks like Lynn from Luxembourg. I hope nothing serious has happened to Rosa. Maybe she's just under the weather and they have a last-minute team change.
Or had watched the weather report.
Yeah.
So wasn't ready for the level of excitement that might have gone.
We're not sure what is with Rosa there, but in terms of progress, we see that the top half of that Christmas puzzle was fairly done, and now they're working on these lower sections. So the lower section of the Christmas puzzle is more like a background of some people walking. It's a lot of busy people walking, and it's going to be a lot of colored bits, like trying to work out which pair of pants is this? Is this somebody's hair? Is this somebody's jacket? And filling in those little bits. But it looks like it could be in about 10 minutes before they come to the finish.
I did this puzzle last Christmas, and I definitely started with the top section.
Yeah, that would be my inclination too. It's pretty ordered up at the top. It's actually a kind of puzzle I would love to do, and then once you hit, there's a road that sort of divides it, and then chaos ensues, in my opinion.
There was a lot of chaos in that bottom part.
I have an update from Rika. Rosa had to step away from the team's competition for health reasons, but she's okay.
Oh, good. I'm so sorry that she had to step away, but I'm glad that she's doing well.
There's been a few people who had to step out of the team's competitions because of the heat and everything.
Yeah.
So there's been a few teams that have been looking for a fourth member.
Okay, so we have had a few last-minute changes to the team roster.
Yeah, I think so.
And you can make changes up until the beginning of the event, I imagine. But once the event gets started, then if you lose a team member, you're down a team member.
Yeah, so for the final on Sunday, if one of your team members can't make it, then you're down a person. And there's also some people who are talking about not participating in the finals on Saturday because of the heat. They're not sure, like they had a hard time with the semifinals.
I have the question marks.
We're about someone to finish.
Someone's finishing.
Question marks from Poland.
Finishing up.
Few pieces in their hands. And
Natalia, Justina, Christian,
finished.
and Susanna.
Yes. 1 hour 25.
Nice job to them.
Right before 1 hour 26. That's
so
great.
that was coming in at 6th. That was the question marks from Poland.
They seemed a bit unsure if they were finished or not, and it's always a bit tricky when you're 4 people because you think you might put in the last piece and they're like, oh no, there's another one that's missing, and it's such chaos. We were actually missing 2 pieces when we finished. One of them I found like right after we said time, and another one was on the floor, so I think we got a penalty for that because we just didn't spot it until it was too late.
It happened exactly the same to my team in the morning.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody earlier who in an earlier round, I believe, I'm going to get the number wrong, but it was something like they were missing 5 pieces and had 5 extra pieces that didn't go into that puzzle.
There's been a few of the having extra and double pieces this year, so that is quite interesting.
And I've heard people say that they would rather have missing pieces than extra pieces.
Yeah, maybe, or it depends. If you figure out that it's a double quite early, then it's fine, but
yeah, sometimes if like it's a dark piece and you is this double a dark piece, you put it aside, like it will be in another area and you might holding it quite longer until it's too late, and you spend maybe some seconds wondering where that piece is, and it's annoying.
It is annoying, yeah. But if it's like in a very high contrast area, for example, like you have all of the sky done and there's one piece missing and you're like, I'll find it later. And then you see like, oh, there's no more blue pieces, and you just know immediately that it's missing.
Right.
But sometimes you're like, if it's a huge mess and you're trying to work it out and there's stuff missing, that can be really hard to figure out.
Looks like our video on the YouTube live stream is stuck, but thankfully for you, you can still hear our sultry voices as we talk through this. Now there's video. You're not going to be able to pay attention to us as
table
much.
Table 21 from the USA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
close.
the. I don't remember.
Just Puzzle Faster, Diana.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to tell if
Rebecca
they have.
and Jessica.
Right. 2 power teams. They got their name because they were just telling each other as a motivational phrase to just go faster, and they decided that they would use that as their name. My team actually does that a fair amount.
Yes. Oh, we love it.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why you don't hear any cheers, it's because most of the spectators have left the building. It looks like there's a pause in the rain for now, and so yeah, it is a bit of a. We're not hearing these roars of cheers.
Yeah.
So that's why we're making sure when we see one, we're making sure to give them a clap.
Yeah. It was so hard to tell if they had more pieces on that black board, because there were a few pieces that were just completely invisible until they picked it up.
Yeah, talking about the board, I think it's interesting that there is a lot of different colors used for the boards. I don't know if you already have comment in this championship, but there is teams with different boards: white, black, blues, greens.
Yeah. Transparent.
I think the transparent could be really nice.
Yeah,
semi-transparent would be great.
It might be a bit tricky too, because like, is the pieces going to be pretty clear when it's on top of the puzzle?
Yeah, you want some contrast.
Yeah, but there are some people who have boards that are white on one side and black on the other, and that I think would be perfect, because then it just, depending on if the pieces are bright or dark, you can switch it around.
I heard somebody say on the first stream that they use that they've seen people use the black to put black pieces on because it brings out the contrast in the different kinds of black. Like if you have a lot of shades of black. What do you guys think about that?
I've heard that, but I've never tried it, so I haven't actually like tested that out. But I also feel like it might make sense, because when you have a bunch of white pieces, for example, if there's like a slight contrast, it's easier to tell when they're all bunched up in a pile.
Yes.
You can kind of tell like, oh, these are the whitest, or these are like the most brownish. Mm-hmm. And then when you get rid of those, then you can see more differences between the ones that are left. So maybe with the low contrast background, maybe that does make sense.
Yeah, it totally made sense to me, because if you got it on a background the same color, that all those nuances are not too different from the piece you're looking at, so your eyes can sort of adjust to that.
Yeah.
But also, that's a thing you'd definitely want to try before you commit to it.
Yeah. But I think like having the black background, looking at all those very light pieces, then all the black in between maybe makes it harder to spot those subtle differences. I should try it.
Yes, you should try it and report back.
Yeah, I'll just get a bunch of pieces and
go do that right now as our intrepid reporter.
Table 8? Is that 8 or 3? 3? I can't tell what the number
is. I think it's sorted out.
3.
Table 3. Frida, Hannah, Gabriella, and Lena. Congratulations.
Yay.
So we just had the halfway mark from Charlie. So this is a 3-hour live stream, and we are at 90 minutes.
Yeah, and this is the team who had previously, the Portuguese team who had previously done one of the puzzles. And I'm wondering if that was able to help them move forward or not. Although they did the housekeeper's room puzzle. That's the one that they had done, and I don't know that that's the one they actually chose. I don't think they chose that one. I think we would have noticed this as their first puzzle.
Oh, I didn't notice, to be honest.
Yeah, because they did on myspeedpuzzles.com. They actually show as having done the housekeeper's room puzzle. They're the only one of only 2 teams, and the whole team has done it. But like I said, I didn't notice that if they had done it this time around or not.
Yeah.
Just trying to see.
Peace out, looking really strong here from Finland.
Oh, they're getting closer.
It looks like a little bit of a tangle of hands. They're all finishing in the same spot.
It's so hard to like look at the gaps, because there's always hands going in front of your eyes all the time.
And all the pieces look the same color.
That's why.
Right,
and on table number 30 is also coming up very close.
Yeah.
Table number 9. Peace out.
Yes.
Nice job, everybody.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Yeah.
Then table 30 have probably less than 10 pieces.
Bay Area Rapid Puzzlers. Hope we get back to the yes.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
All the last
Carolyn,
pieces.
Elizabeth, Chloe, and Sky.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Well done. Sky will be very happy, because she's been participating in the competition all the way through this, and she said that they've managed to not catch any of her finishes. So I said she should become an international spy. She's so good at avoiding cameras. Yeah. But alas, we finally caught her on the screen, so folks at home will be very happy to see that.
No, it's sometimes when it's difficult to coordinate all the cameras when a lot of teams finish at the same time.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah, and I've counted, 4 or 5 cameras out there in the field, and for this many puzzlers, given how compact the times can be, even that's definitely not enough. So we're doing a lot. The camera people always try and do the best they can. Someday we will live with a technology where every table will have a camera that you can just pick, like maybe Formula One Racing, I know, has a version of that, and then you can pick your favorite ones. But until that time, we'll have to watch the cameramen scramble and do their best to try and get everybody on the screen.
But especially on the teams, because the judge needs to check when a puzzle is about to finish to call the cameras, and then you have either the ones that are finishing to switch to the second puzzle, or the ones that are actually already finishing, then you need to call for the cameras.
And also it's kind of hard for the cameraman to move in between the tables sometimes, because it's fine like between the rows, but then getting from one row to another, or like the aisles. It can be hard to switch.
Absolutely. When you've got chairs back to back, it's really hard to get through that. I know, because in the last round, my team was right up against the other table, and our chairs were butting the whole time. We actually took 2 seconds when a team behind us finished to lift the table up and move it a few feet so that we would have some more room, but nobody was going to get through there beforehand.
Yeah, I also had an issue with having the chair behind me. It was so close, I was like bumping my elbow into it the whole time, so a volunteer had to go and like tell her to like move the chair over. I felt a little bit bad about that, but she just like got rid of the chair. She was just standing the whole time.
And I'm a more plus-sized puzzler, so I do take up a lot more space, and so I try and be wary of that, but sometimes it's just like you have a very small amount of space, and you do what you can.
But speaking of avoiding the cameras, that's not something I do. Apparently, I'm always like having close-up. Last year, there was some close-ups of my nail polish with like the puzzle nail polish, and this year it was my puzzle socks. So those have been featured on the live streams for some of the round.
I'd just like to point out that we have had another finish. They weren't on camera, but it's table 18 from Canada. Our lady piece, Tamara, Shauna, Megan, and Camera. Fantastic job.
Yeah, nice job. Looks like we got the Portuguese, we got the Polish down on the lower left-hand side, we got the Czechs over on the right-hand side.
So I'd like Sergio to give some encouraging words to his...
Peça de Queiroz is Mariana, João, Maria Francisca, and Sara. They are almost done. They probably will be, hopefully, they will be the next ones from the 3 that are in the camera.
Send them some encouraging words in Portuguese.
Então, boa sorte, continuem e está quase.
We just lost the screen. I'm not sure if they lost us.
It's still, I believe that is still live.
Yeah.
There's still the big screen. I think it's just our screen that is.
All right, well, we are a screen down, which means we're sort of limited in what we can see, but what we can see are the peaky puzzlers up there.
And the Peça de Queiroz just finished.
Congratulations.
We can see this on the big screen.
Bom trabalho.
Mariana has also been helping out a lot with the registering, so we've been doing that together a lot.
Fantastic, we love a puzzle pickup. Good.
They all look really happy.
So we are losing sight of the amount, but I would say we're probably still around the top 10. We haven't had that many. We're at 1 hour and 36, so if you're finishing in the next 10 minutes, looks like you'll be safe for the qualification. Well, 5, at least in the next 5 minutes.
Is this the top 25 that are advancing?
Yes, so top 20, potentially another 5 more with the playoff. Tell us how many have finished.
Yeah, I just did a refresh of the website, in the process, and it looks like we are probably, beyond 10 at this point. There we go.
Yeah, so we do have a team now to interview from Sweden, so I'd just like to thank Sergio for and Veronica for dropping by and helping us to
I mean, I have to say, for going so far above and beyond, like they were just supposed to sit here and have a casual conversation, and suddenly they were running around in a massive thunderstorm, gathering data, coming back and allowing us to update it by a chat. So thank you. Huge thanks for the help that you provided.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a pleasure. And I promise it was not my fault.
We did not summon it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so our screen in front of us has gone blank, but we can see the larger screen, and looks like the Peaky Puzzlers are coming up to the finish. This will be the first Stitch puzzle that we have seen. Is that correct?
It is the
Rob?
first Stitch puzzle, yeah. And this is the Peaky Puzzlers, the team from Poland. Oh, there we go. We have our own screen back. So this is again, this is the Veronica. And well, I just lost my information. Oh, there we go. This is Anna Dil, Veronica Huptas, Malgorzata Bien, and Anna Kazana. Sorry, Margazada, in advance. I will go find you and apologize for butchering your name. But that was enough stalling to say hey to the Sweden team.
Yeah. Okay. We just continue anyway.
Okay. We're getting.
Yeah, we just had the Germans finish. We have Dietmar, Vroni.
Only sound.
Sound.
Getting some
Okay,
conflicting
we've still got
information
sound.
here.
Okay, I'll just
Sounds
tell
like
you
we
what I
have
saw on the
sound.
screen. The team with Dietmar, Susanna, and Vroni. Sorry, the quick picture changed too quickly. I missed the fourth person, but I can probably find them. They just finished. Sorry, Tauschen, Beschleuniger, Steffi B. They just finished, and here we have the Peaky Puzzlers from Poland coming up with the first finish of the Stitch puzzle. So I'd like to welcome our first team interview for today from Sweden, Sorted Out.
Hello.
Hi, please introduce yourselves.
My name is Frida.
My name is Gabrielle.
My name is Lena.
And I'm Hannah.
So, do you have any idea what's been happening during this team competition, or were you just completely focused on the puzzles at hand?
Total
We just
focus.
heard, we heard the rain. But
You heard that?
But apart from that, I don't know what's been happening. What's been happening?
The screen went out, we lost power and Wi-Fi, we've had rain dripping on some tables, the screen outside fell over. It's been quite a catastrophic, but we have a team finish. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, so that looks like a Norwegian team.
Yeah, they're called
That's
Bless.
Gauta and Linda on the left.
They have quite an appropriate name. Bless this mess. Gauta, Linda, Aliska, and Eva. So yeah, it's been quite a dramatic situation here. Did you notice as well that during the thunder that it was getting quite hard to hear each other? How did you adjust?
Yeah, how was the table communication?
It was
Not
fine.
a problem.
Yeah.
I like that the anger of the heavens rained down upon you, and you did not lose focus in your puzzling.
It's like at home, you know. In Sweden, it rains all the time.
So, what did you guys think of these puzzles, and what sort of choices did you make?
We took the Christmas one and the 60s puzzle. I did
Or
it
50s.
50s.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did that one in qualification for 2 years ago. I think it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or maybe
do
it
you
was
mean the
60s.
qualification at the World Championships?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we are repeating a few puzzles this year.
Yeah.
And here come the Germans. That's table 59, looking for a piece, but they're calling it, and that would be diagnose puzzle fever, translated to English, diagnosis.
Swedes.
Puzzle.
More Swedes.
Where are the yellow shirts? These ones are going for purples. Puzzle fever. That was
more
Kirsten,
Swedes.
Tanya, Jana, and Lena. Here comes another Swedish team.
Yay!
Come on,
Sweden.
Go Sweden!
cheer them on in Swedish.
Heja!
Sure.
So I love that the Swedish team has come in colors this year, modeling perhaps after the Australians, who've had a couple of years of coming in an outfit, a uniform.
No, it's a mistake from last year.
A mistake.
Yes, it wasn't. It wasn't supposed to be like this.
Color. You're-
Bright.
I can always spot the Swedish folks around here,
Yeah,
though.
and everybody.
Congratulations, Sweden.
And then everybody told us we
Stood out.
So now we just go with it.
So this year, the new additions, you just repeated and got the same color,
Yeah.
and didn't go back to the original yellow plan.
No.
No.
So do you think that this will be the team colors from now on?
Yeah.
So people like decades from now will be like, why is this color? And you guys will be like, well, I remember the days back when this originally came out.
Yeah.
So you chose the Christmas and the 50s puzzle.
Yes.
And sounds like you've done the 50s puzzle before.
We've done it for practice too.
Okay.
So we've experienced that puzzle.
Tell me a little bit about the Christmas puzzle, because I'm curious, like that seems like an intimidating first choice, but almost everybody chose it. So what is it about that one that's so attractive?
I think you just avoid the other puzzles, right?
You just avoided the other. It was the best of the worst.
Yeah,
Stitch puzzle certainly was.
Sort out. Much colors to sort out. In it. So I think that's a little easier.
but you guys are good at busy puzzles. I'm not a busy puzzle person, but the majority of my team is good with this stuff. I think we would have gotten stuck with Stitch.
Right. And if the majority of your team is going a direction, you have to kind of follow along. Apparently, now that you guys are here, you're good luck charms for all the other Swedish teams.
There we go.
So you may need to stay here until all the Swedish teams are done, just to make sure that they do well.
It's wonderful.
I don't know how many more teams we have, right?
I think all is done now.
Yeah, I can't see any more working.
And so how did you approach the 50s? Was it looked like it had a lot of good projects that could be sorted out?
Yeah.
Is somebody in charge of sorting projects out, or is it all hands on deck for you guys?
Oh, I think that's a Slovenian team that just finished. And here comes Belgium.
Frida and I, we work together sorting this time. Usually I sort, but when it's very busy, and she's done it more times than myself, then she could easily spot all the little different projects, so she helped.
Okay, so then you guys created projects for the rest of your team to work on. How's it like to be handed projects? Is that the way you usually work?
No, like when we start to like flick the pieces, you kind of look and see if there's something popping, and we communicate with each other. Okay, I see this. Do you think it's a good project to start with? So, for example, I took the red dress with the black dots because those pieces are very easily to find.
Yeah, it really stands out.
Yeah. And Lena, she starts with the edge.
Yeah, I do the frame.
And so is it dump, flip, you start with the edges, and then are you picking a project for yourself while the other folks are...
At first I say, okay, we decide what I'm going to start with, and I start to pick out the pieces with the help of Frida and Ella, and then I just start and just puzzle, and then afterwards, they manage to finish other projects, and they just give them to me.
It looked like the challenges that folks had coming down to the end of that, as we watch the Dutch team here put their last team pieces in.
Paired and squared.
Oh, paired and squared. Yeah. It looked like the hardest parts of the 50s puzzle was the gray areas. Is that the way you guys ended up as well?
Yes.
And how do you attack? Because it was a couple of fairly sizable sections, right, that have that gray in it. How did you guys attack that? Is it just...
I think it's if you save all the grays till the end, then you quickly spot the difference in the gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very interesting that I think a tactic that especially new folks don't think about is that if you can remove more noise out of your puzzle piece selection, the other stuff becomes much more apparent as the difference of it. When you're looking at a whole bunch of pieces with a whole bunch of colors, it can be really hard to see that. But once you've pulled out like a bunch of red, then everything else becomes like the difference between the colors becomes much more pronounced. Yeah, so that happened with the gray ones, is that you get most of the rest of the stuff out of there and those grays start to make more sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to point out the Vienna team that are just about to finish. They each have one arm. They each have one arm around their back. There we go. This team here, Vienna calling. Congratulations.
To avoid too many hands.
Exactly, because often if you're like kind of leaning over, your left hand might just be like redundant and kind of getting in the way, casting shadows. Is that something that you
great tip.
have been aware of?
No, that was a great tip.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I found that out the other day with my team from New Zealand. We had a practice for the 1,500 team event because we've never puzzled before. They've come over and we all just met for the not for the first time. Some of us met last year, but to actually puzzle as a team. And I remember at the end, as we were leaning in, I think it was Jackie that called out, one hand only, one behind your back.
Oh,
And
nice.
then it's just a good reminder that only put your hand in when you know, you're going to grab one, and not just have extra hands in the way. I think that's
That's a great tip.
good example there from the Austrians.
Yeah, occasionally on our team we will have somebody step back. Usually that person is me, just to because there's too many hands in too small a space, and like another set of hands is just slowing something down. So we just put our fastest puzzlers right on the problem, and then let them go at it without a lot of others to slow it down.
And we can see that Sorted Out came 9th place. Congratulations. So,
We all did the same order.
yeah, most people are doing the 50s and Christmas.
Yeah.
And definitely the Stitch is first place to finish. Stitch is at 17th with the Peaky Puzzlers. Very dominant there.
You always have when you are picking the puzzles, you have one that everybody say yes, and one that everybody say no, and then you discuss the two that are left. Which should we do?
And are you guys easy puzzle first or hard puzzle first?
Easy puzzle first, every time.
Yeah,
So
you need a rush.
You need the adrenaline rush to keep you through to the other side. So you're not too worried about like having to slog down near the end. It's better to have that than having to slog down at the beginning.
Yeah. Have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As long as you can.
Speaking of tips, we'll write that one.
Yeah.
So did you guys have fun?
Yeah. Fun. Yeah.
How did this performance do relative to your expectations?
Great.
Is this about where you were expecting to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm very happy.
Yeah. And were those times good times for you guys?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's always nice to come to a place like this and have a chance to do good work at the same time as having fun.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So is there anyone you'd like to make a shout out to in Sweden or share with the puzzle world?
Our families, maybe.
Yeah.
Say hi to our families.
My family. Yeah, I can make a shout out to my nephews. Hey, Benjamin, William, Adam, Alexander.
Are they listening?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thanks so much
go
for
get some
joining
air.
us.
Yeah, go get some air.
Time to leave the dome, and good luck for the finals.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
It has
you.
gotten with the rain came a little bit drop in temperature. With the lack of the rain, the humidity's up, the heat is up. It's getting warmer for folks who are still puzzling, and it's interesting. I am reminded that it's interesting as a puzzler who takes a little bit more time, that once you get to the end of once the fast puzzlers are really out, it becomes a real endurance game. As you're in there continuing to puzzle, you're bent over for a longer period of time than the elite puzzlers. You're having to stay mentally focused longer than the elite puzzlers. So we haven't got there yet, but as we get to the latter half of this, it's worth keeping in mind that those people are fighting a very different kind of game by the time you get there. That takes a will and strength of its own.
Yeah.
Looks like we've got some other folks joining us here today. Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi.
So we had Sergio correcting us on the Portuguese pronunciation of your name.
And explaining jokes, which was great. He was explaining the pun of your name.
Yes.
So I was saying we need somebody to explain all of them for us in every language. So would you tell us your team name and then tell us who you are?
So our team name is Peces Queiroz.
Get right up there. You go.
So our team name is Peces Queiroz, and I am Mariana.
I'm Francisca.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm João.
Yeah. So let us know what was your decision-making process to decide on the two puzzles.
So it was half easy for us because we had done the Christmas one for Advent calendar last year, and for the second one they did it at home because they received it at last 2 worlds ago.
The 50s one.
The 50s one.
So we thought this would be quite easy for us. The Stitch one is really cute, but seems a lot hard.
We did, or at least I did. I don't know if you guys were there.
I didn't.
We did the Stitch one. We did the Stitch one on 24 hours in France this year, and it was very hard. So we decided not to, basically.
Also, we had done the Lost Places at one of our puzzle camps, and it's very, very dark, and we got enough of dark puzzles from the cow last year.
Yes, the cow. Absolutely.
And apparently the lights went out, so thank God we didn't do a dark one.
Yeah, they got darker.
Yeah, nice jigsaw jiggy there from the team, and here comes Bulgaria finishing on that grey section. So that's very interesting. So within your team, you have a lot of experience from different competitions and from your own casual puzzling that helped to really inform your decision. Yeah, so that definitely places an advantage to teams who have seen these puzzles before.
Yes, exactly.
I also did the 90s a few weeks ago, and it was very sortable. And you could,
this one, the 50s?
No, the 90s.
Oh, the 90s, all right.
Yeah, I did alone, like just casually puzzling at home, and it was very sortable. It had a lot of sections. So from what they told us, this one was as well. Just smaller sections than the other one, but it helped a lot. Like for teams, we feel that it's much easier if you have sortable things, and we just go thing by thing.
So do you have a designated sorter / project creator? Oh yes, it was not even a question.
Sure. They are.
Yeah, so
So we just have here Once Upon a Puzzle from Switzerland. They just finished. Unfortunately, it looked like they had a few missing pieces.
Just saying, sorry, congratulations to Patrick on finishing.
So designated sorters and project makers?
yeah, so sorter is mostly Marianne and I at the beginning, and then she's a lot better than I, so she keeps doing it. Sarah starts with the borders, and João usually starts with the sky if there's one. Or the first thing we sort is for him, and then we give them more big sections, you know, so they do not look at the box, they do not like it.
No.
And Marianne and I just look at the box a lot, so we know and place the things on their places and rotate them, so it works quite well.
What is it like being the person who just gets a pile of puzzles?
It's awesome, you know, I tell you.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Much better to do puzzles with people that do that for you instead of doing it by myself.
I've said in the past, especially in pairs, when you have one person who's the sorter and the project maker, that the other person is the puzzle princess.
Yeah.
And so it's good to be.
I love that term. Never heard it. And I have my puzzle princess right there.
Yeah, and we do pairs in pairs. So I do with Nina and then Marianne and
so
João.
you guys are set up the same way in pairs.
Exactly the same thing.
So how did the Christmas puzzle work out in terms of project making then?
I feel that the Christmas puzzle is very chaotic, so it only becomes easier once you put everything into place. And I think our strategy was they start doing small piles from what we had sorted, and I was putting everything to the place, to the around location, and then at the end we're just looking at the pieces and the details. And I was doing something that I do very frequently, which is this is from this isn't from this, and I just throw
the taskmaster.
This is like
throws pieces at us and we just figure it out.
Like normally it falls on the place that it should be, but
sometimes she's lying and she just threw a piece at your head.
So something.
My trick is to get the less pieces for myself so that I give the trouble to them.
I was thinking as I was puzzling in the last round that I was giving people orders like that, and I was like, I am the puzzle boss. So you have the puzzle princess and the puzzle boss is like the person who's just like, you do this, you do this, you do this.
And then Devin was saying this morning that there should be a cheerleader on every team, the one who's like the motivator.
That's Sarah.
So
I sing and dance. Yeah.
I think singing is prohibited in the rules.
I sing very quietly.
We talk to each other.
When it was raining a lot, it was great because I could sing and no one could hear me.
And we have a finish here just coming up. Can't see the team name, but they've done Stitch, so well done to this team here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one is
This
hard.
one looks really tricky.
But very brave.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it looks like they've got an extra white piece off to the side.
Yeah.
They do.
That might be their first puzzle.
That looks like that may have been the first puzzle, yeah.
Yeah, so
Good for
Marianne,
them.
you said there was a fun fact?
Fun fact. Do you know why is it explicitly written in the rules that it's prohibited to singing?
No. Do you? You must.
know.
I want to know because my team, we do a lot of singing.
Okay.
And so
I think in teams
It's okay.
it's not as, because people need to talk to each other. There's a lot of noise.
So tell me a story.
Two semifinals 2 years ago maybe, when the round puzzle first appeared, the Pokeball. I was next to a girl with
She was from Switzerland, and she kept singing the whole time very loudly, and I kept screaming for someone to come and shut her up because she didn't. She was singing.
Does she have headphones
Queen.
in, or is she just going?
She had headphones.
Okay,
I
so
had
she
my
would-
headphones. I was hearing her Art Hawk, and very loudly, and I could still hear her sing the "We will rock you,"
Right.
like all throughout. It was terrible, and I
The
kept.
other Portuguese team finished.
Oh, congratulations!
Congratulations!
Yeah, it is challenging when other people are making sounds that are breaking your ability
I
to do work.
could not start doing my puzzle until she finished hers, and even when she finished, she kept banging on the table. It was a very stressful puzzle.
So we just saw another Portuguese team finish. How many Portuguese made it this year?
We are around 32 people.
32.
Yeah.
That's a fair distance to go for 32 folks from a country the size.
Yeah, we are keeping increasing, and
I think we've been bringing better and better people. I think as more people become interested, I think this year we had like a very good representation from everyone.
Yeah.
So this is no piece left behind from Hungary on the finish. Fantastic there. So regarding Portugal, I see that there are also more events. You recently had the 24-hour event, but I know Mariana and João, you have also been to a 24-hour marathon in France, was that?
Yes. Saga as well.
We were in France and actually in Belgium last year, and we are going to Belgium again this year.
I'll see you there.
Yeah, you're going too.
I'm going to go to the 24 hours.
Oh, that's very nice.
The 24-hour ones are the best, I think. I love them.
So for someone who doesn't know what a 24-hour puzzle marathon, can you describe that a bit?
Basically, take a lot of snacks, take great music, take great people, and it's one of the best events that you can go.
Yeah, it's basically you have to keep motivated through all the competition. It's very, very stressful, but at the same time it's very enjoyable. You have a lot of puzzles to do. You have to be sure that everything is fine with your teammates. Be sure to get enough of rest between the puzzles. But it's very nice. It's one of my favorite kinds of competitions.
Because it's more of a puzzle marathon. I mean, you want to be fast, but you need to keep your energy because you're going to be puzzling for 24 hours. I mean, not you yourself, but your team, and you need to change as you see fit. But yeah,
I can imagine if you don't have a strategy going into that, it can be challenging because everybody wants to do all of the puzzles. And I imagine some people you have to be like, listen, you're going to have to stop at some point.
Yes, that
You're going to have
happens.
to go to sleep. We're going to put you in timeout for a little while somebody else is puzzling.
Yes, it's easier if it's with people you know a little bit better, so you can tell them when you feel that they need to step out or that you need to step out, and to keep that conversation going.
Yeah, communication is very key in the 24
And what does
hours.
communication look like at like hour 20? I imagine it's
can
really
I curse?
different. let's hand wave at the cursing.
But something like that.
Something like that. It
Get out
changes.
of my face, please.
Or
Emphasis
just
on the
stop
please.
being like we have people that at the end they are just too tired, but they don't want to get out, and there are people that just are too tired and they just say, please fill me in. And I feel that that's the most important point, where you just say whatever you need at the moment. Or if you really want to put the puzzle together, you just say, can I please come into this one? Yeah.
Yes,
And
I'm
can
always.
I please exit on this one?
Yeah, I'm always asking to do the sky because it's like the best part for me.
You just come and do the sky,
Yeah,
tag
I
out.
do the sky and then I can go back to rest again. But the sky is always the best.
So we have a finish here from Peace Perfect from the UK, Emma, Boo, Jack and Nicolai. Congratulations. Yes, so just to clarify, with the team event at a marathon, it's not 4 people. You have eight people, and so that means at one time you only have 4 people at the table and another 4 people who are on their breaks. And so that way you can basically do shifts. You can do you make a shift plan, or do you just do it
The
as
first year we went, so I think all 4 of us were there, right? and plus 4 more Portuguese people. We did do as like a schedule type of thing, but we realized that that wasn't the best strategy, because sometimes you're just doing a puzzle you don't like, or it's like halfway through the night and you're just looking and it doesn't, like, nothing comes out. So the next times we went, we just didn't have a schedule. People, if they really wanted to do one, they let us know, and they got in. If they were tired, they went out. If they were just stuck on some section of the puzzle, they went out, stuff like that. And because even people that are on the outside, you don't really sleep. You like go for a nap for 20 minutes, but you don't really sleep. So you're there, and if everyone is available, then that works fine.
So as we see the Lithuanians train the brain team coming to the close here, I was fascinated by the last team, the Canucks, doing the Stitch puzzle, but having done everything except Stitch. Like, didn't even look like the border between Stitch and the background was done.
Yeah, so that's Cornelia Sandra Gintaris Rolandas from Lithuania. Yeah, so and regarding marathons and team events in general, how do you train for a marathon? Is there any training and preparation that goes on?
I don't think so. I can speak for myself. I don't train for anything. I just show up and hope it works.
Yeah, but for a marathon, I don't really think so. I think we just do puzzles casually and maybe together sometimes.
Sometimes the 4 of us have done a couple times like puzzle camps where we get together the whole weekend and do as many puzzles as we can. Not like without any breaks or anything, but yeah, we just do a lot of puzzles and then it works. I guess.
Yeah. All right. So you've done the Stitch puzzle before? Somebody did it?
I did it. Was I alone? Yeah, I don't remember. It was within the 8-person team. I don't remember who was there at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember I did Stitch, and it was very hard because this is 1,000-piece puzzle. If it was 500, I think it would be fine. But 1,000, like, the Stitch is very big, and his anatomy. Well, at least for me, I'm not good with like body parts. I don't understand how they work, so it gets kind of hard, like, to understand which part is which for me. So yeah, and then the flowers, I don't think I did any of that, but there are a lot of
part of them.
Yeah, there are a lot of repeat flowers, so it's hard to understand where they're from. Even
yeah, because when I look at the progress on the top left, it does look a bit confusing. We've got one person with the blues on a tray, and the other people, yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
We got all Stitch all the time here.
We've got, the flowers are not that big, so maybe you pick up a piece and it's got 2 colors on it. So yeah, it's like, where does it belong? Is that the yellow piece with half of blue? Does that go to the person who's doing the yellows, or does it go to the person who's doing the blues?
It's a lot of information in the background. I do remember the doll being the easier part, and you can see that everyone has that done.
Yeah, but I get what you were saying is that it's hard to divide the work.
Yeah.
Because you'll be having pieces from each other that you're needing, and
yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like there. They're all kind of like staring at the pieces there, kind of going, kind of pouring through them, and not really assembling or placing at this stage. So yeah, I can imagine at this point that team is probably feeling the slog, probably losing their motivation a bit.
The frustration is kicking in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting to see that these are all Stitch puzzles, and I don't know how representative of it is of the broader team groups out there, but we have seen that the Stitches are the ones that seem to be kind of later on in the competition. Yeah. On our team, you were talking about like reds and blues versus going into different places. Mm-hmm. We to color priority, so that we're like, all right, I'm taking the reds and anything attached to the red, and then you just call it, and that way you know if you're looking for a piece that is part of yours and might blend over, it's going to be in somebody else's hands.
Yes. And I think you guys also do that, right? When there's like a sky with a border, it's always like. I'm not sure.
The puzzle princess doesn't need to know.
People, I always hear them asking if it has a little bit of mountain and sky, where does it go? And we usually pick the stuff that's the easier one to do.
I did that a lot here at Worlds this year. So in the semi-final with the Eiffel Tower, the priority of the line. So if it has the green and the pink, where should it go? And also yesterday at the final for the Frida, the differentiating between the yellows and the reds and stuff like I did the priority of the flowers over the greens, or the priority of the whites over the yellows. So on that too.
And then we can see a team doing a completely different approach. The Canadians, they actually have a stitch-shaped hole.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
They have attacked that background and really done a great job there on the flowers. And we can see that the stitch is being assembled off to the side.
Yeah, I like that it's just a high-resolution silhouette of Stitch. Like Stitch should be here. It almost seems like an intentional piece of art. It's just like Stitch minus Stitch.
All right. Well, congratulations on your placement. I think that was a 13.
Yes.
So you're straight through to the final.
Yep. Yes. So very happy.
Very good feeling. I feel that we had a lot of fun. At least I talk for myself. There were 2 great puzzles, and that was all that we were asking for. Like fun
after
puzzles
last year,
to do.
we didn't finish the puzzles on the first round. We did pass because most people didn't finish.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was painful, and I think the ones this year, even the ones that we didn't choose, were much better choices for this type of thing, and were way more fun to put together.
Yeah, I think all of the rounds from today have had very
cool.
fun puzzles.
Yeah,
at least
seconds.
Yeah, at least 2 of the puzzles out of the 4 are doable. So they're not crazy hard that you get stuck or that you get frustrated. You always have 2 choices which are a bit better on the doing, and I think that that's a very good thing on these competitions, because you want people to feel good doing the puzzle so that they come back and they have a good experience. And especially this year with all of the heat and all of the people feeling bad, I feel that the puzzles should throw a bit up to compensate on that part. It should be the main focus is to make people feel good.
It would be, obviously they can't predict the weather and choose the puzzles for the weather, but you're right. I think that having, especially in the early rounds, puzzles that are accessible, that make people want to feel good and want to come back, I think that is
I think the semifinals puzzles were a bit harder, but I think that's understandable.
That you expect, and you expect the finals to be impossible.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not there, so I don't really care.
But last year, I'll talk to myself, but for myself, I think it's for all of us. When everyone finished the puzzles on last year's semifinals, the crowd was
it was
maddening. It was so good.
Cool.
The joy in it. I feel that.
Especially if you're the last person across the line, there's so many people cheering for you to get that.
I think, like in the pairs finals, we were all in the pairs finals last year, and we were one of the last ones to get through, and we were one of the last ones to finish. But even like there was like 3 pairs going still, and when we finished, I still felt the same thing. It was like, yay, everyone finished.
So I think the puzzle should be hard, a bit hard, because we're trying to find who's the best, but also doable, enjoyable, because I'll talk for myself. Yesterday was crazy. The heat, I felt very badly during the competition, and I will give a big shout out to Veronica from Norway. She and Patrick and Annemie, that they came to fan us because I was feeling very badly with the heat, and I could not think on the puzzle itself. I got stuck from I could not do anything, and I felt that the light. I didn't approve the puzzle on that. I don't know if I am supposed to say this here. I'm sorry, but I felt that it was not the greatest choice compared to last year's choices.
Yeah, I watched them fanning you, and I was like, this is just one of the many things that you see in a competition like this. Yeah,
I felt a relief so big. Like normally I get anxious when I have a lot of people around me. My social battery normally is drained out, and I was stressed, but it was a relief so big for myself on the heat that I was like, please continue, thank you, you are angels.
Yesterday was terrible with Frida, terrible. It was hot, it was dark, the puzzle is not my kind of puzzle, and Okay, so I was telling you that yesterday was terrible with Frida because it's a dark puzzle. It was very hot. It was the lights were is not very good at the afternoon or in the evening. Yeah. So it was a terrible experience in my opinion. I hate it and I don't want to see that puzzle again.
Well, I feel like we could talk to you all night because you guys have great information and a great spirit. But I think that we have to let you go exactly before we do anything that you want to say to the world before you head out.
Well, hi. Yeah, go. Well, come and try. Please don't be demotivated if you think that the worlds are too hard or it's people that are too good. Just come and try and
if you aren't the type of person that or fast enough to go through to the semifinals and the finals, volunteering has been like the most fun thing that we've been doing. I think, and if I could come here just to volunteer without participating, it's great. You meet a lot of people. I feel like there are people whose names I have no idea, but I came here and I saw them and we were like, oh, we were together doing this last year and we're here together again. So yeah. Awesome.
Tell us your your team's name one last time.
Peças de Queiroz.
All right, thank you so much.
Sorry, just one last word.
No, it was on what she was saying. The puzzle community is amazing. And just keep doing what you're doing, and I love this. So yeah, everyone come join us.
Yeah, I really appreciate that despite all the challenges that we are facing at this year's World, that you're still having fun and you still are serving your time and just being here. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You've lived through a round that will become legend. You've lived through a round that will become legend.
Oh yeah. Bye.
Yeah, so we're at the 2 hour and 13 minute mark and we see another team here. They've done quite a detailed shape sort of the Stitch blue pieces. Yeah. And yeah, they've done the face of Stitch and the center light blue line. And now we are having, going towards those darker blues to fill in the rest. This is Team Ducks in a Row from Australia. Welcome. Yeah, good. So, please introduce yourselves.
I'm Zena. I'm Kate. I'm Emma.
And I'm Megs.
Yeah, so tell us how was your experience today here at the Dome?
Different, yeah.
Different. I can't get a lot more different, yeah.
Well, it has been just traditionally just hot, but it was a little cold and then the rain hit and then it was really muggy and then it was just muggy the whole time. But it was fun.
Go ahead and pull those microphones right towards you whenever you want to talk.
I'm probably too tall. But yeah, no, it was good, but it was wet and hot and humid. But we're from Queensland, so that's
so you're used to a little bit of hot and humid.
Yeah, that's home.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What did you think of the puzzle choices this time around?
I definitely feel like we got one of the hardest rounds for the choices.
Is that right?
I mean, personally, we aren't really the best at like pick and place, which was the two puzzles we ended up picking, which was the Christmas one and the I don't even know what the other one's called. Yeah, I'm not sure what the other one's called, but the one with lots of grey in it. But yeah, they're both sort of pick and place ones, and with the heats and everything, it was a bit more difficult than we were expecting.
So was the choice at all challenging, or was you immediately like, yes, this, not that?
Yeah, we pretty much chose those straight away, I think. The Lost Places we thought was going to be too dark, and this just looked too not us.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of people choosing the Lost Places puzzle, and the people who chose the Stitch one did seem to kind of suffer under it a little bit. So it feels like you guys maybe made a good choice, especially for you guys.
Yeah, there's just too much repetition in the background for Stitch. So I feel like once you've built Stitch, and if it's anything like the circle Stitch, that would be difficult anyway. And we don't love flat art, so we were happy to sacrifice a bit to do more pick and place, but we knew that would be worse by far. There's too much repetitive textures, so I'm the sorter of the team.
I was just going to ask, do we have team roles? I've been identifying different kinds of team roles, so who does what on your team?
Yeah, I'm the sorter. Oh, I sort of get chucked into what's left over, really.
The cleanup person.
Yeah, the cleanup person.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Emma?
I tend to do chunks. Zena usually sorts me a pile and says, here, Emma, build this, and so I do.
And I usually do the sky.
The sky, yes.
Which we didn't have any of this time, so.
So you just sat and watched and cheered, or?
No, I did the sky part of the Christmas one, and then kind of just helped with pick and place and finding. I built islands basically and passed them around.
Nice. Yeah, I can't imagine the sky was particularly satisfying, but some sky better than no sky.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, one of my teammates is also a sky specialist, and she's like, any part of sky, 3 pieces of sky, I will do that.
Yeah, that's Meg's for us.
Yeah. If there's a gradient, she's happy and I'm very sad. So we work well in that regard. Yeah.
So how did you guys come together as a team?
We all live relatively close together, so we wanted to have the opportunity to practice, and we kind of knew each other. Queensland in Australia has a really good social comp scene, so we've got a comp at least once every couple of months, and that means we've kind of all been puzzling together or against each other at least for about 2 years, so we knew each other's faces and names, and then
so were some of you like, you're always beating me, you want to be on a team?
Yeah, that's Kate. And then I'm always at the bottom of these ones, so I was like, I can sort if you take me, please.
I have to say,
Yes, please. Yes, please.
As the designated sorter on my team, I said to my team today as we were doing the round B puzzles, I was like, I can sort this all day. Like, I am having such a good time sorting this. So there's nothing wrong with being a sorter, and often with the teams, as you guys experience, the sorter is sorting a good chunk of the time for a 1,000-piece puzzle.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I sorted the entirety of the Christmas one. Kate helped, but we had, by the time sorting was done, every piece had been sorted. Whereas the second one we did, which was more ugly, so I kind of gave up.
More ugly?
Yeah, just a lot of grey. I gave Emma all the grey, which...
The 50s puzzle?
Yeah, the 50s one. And I actually really love pick and place. That's where I do really well.
Okay.
Because I'm a sorter, so I can see the textures really easily and know where they go immediately on the puzzle. It's just them putting it together fast that I'm not amazing at.
There's just so much grey in that puzzle that it's unexpected how much there actually is.
Yeah, we were noticing that it was a pretty consistent end of the puzzle where people were working on this car over here, maybe a little about this face over here, and then there's some gray, there's some silver in the toaster. I think we didn't expect as well that there was going to be so much gray in here, and so you guys found that sort of unexpectedly.
Yes.
Yeah, this one had been used in a Worlds previously, because I remember I pulled up the previous comps, and I was like, out of these 4, which would we pick? And I ruled that one out. I'm like, there's too much gray, but in this round I was like, no, let's do this one.
Given the other options.
Yeah,
you choose the best puzzles that are available to you. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, we were looking at the leaderboards and we saw that, we picked the 2 that a lot of the fast teams picked.
That's right.
We were pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it's pretty consistently the 50s and the Christmas theme puzzles.
I did see one team did both the Stitch and the Lost Place, which is crazy.
Yeah, so right here up front, the Polish team was doing that. The Peaky Puzzlers, they picked in my opinion, the 2 hardest puzzles, and they churned through it. There are some amazingly fast puzzlers on their team, but they still had to slog through it. It was still actual work the whole time. But you just mentioned that, and I hadn't really put it together that they had in fact picked those 2 hardest puzzles.
Yeah, I was looking at it because I'm always interested to see the choices people picked, and I was like, oh, that's feral.
That's so Australian, Kate. So awesome.
Hello to our international listeners. Feral means gross.
I think we can pick that one up in context.
Yes. Yeah, there's just, alongside being dark, that Lost Places one, you've got the same colour bookshelf all the way around the puzzle, and the teal in it just gave me flashbacks to the cow in the bathtub. So, not that we did that, we're all first timers this year.
You're the second Aussie team that I've heard that have drama related to the cow.
I was watching it at home at midnight going, oh, not the cow. So we just immediately were like, no dark puzzles. Our 2 rules were not busy, not dark, but we were forced with busy. We took that.
You have only busy puzzles to choose from, and busy over dark, I imagine.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially in here.
And especially the way this particular round went.
Yeah, the light kept changing on us, and hearing the rain come down really heavy, we were like, ooh, hopefully it'll cool down.
No, it got hotter.
It felt a little cooler over here, but maybe that's just because it got so much hotter afterwards by comparison. Were you guys? Did the rain, the thunder, the hellfire from above bother you guys at all?
We said it felt like we were home.
Yeah, it's just a Queensland storm. This morning we were like, oh, how bad is this really going to be? Like, we've had a cyclone at the start of the year, so can it really be a big storm? And then it hit, and we were like, yeah, we're at home.
It's funny because I think about puzzlers as being the kinds of people who are just going to focus down, whatever's going out in the world. Really, this is my safe space, it's my calm area. I'm just going to ignore everything. So most people are sort of tuned out to it. But for you guys, sounds like it's a whole nother level of not only am I sort of tuning it out, but the part that I hear makes me feel nice and relaxed, and I can get into it.
Yeah, the issue though is if we're too relaxed, we slow down. So I was like, you're not at home.
But you guys were, because we were having trouble hearing each other, and as close as we were in the conversation, sounds like you guys didn't have any problems communicating during that time?
No, I don't think so. I think the heat probably got to me a bit. I got a little cranky. So give me the pieces. I can't sort. No, we communicated really well. I think that's one of our strengths.
Yeah, Zena's usually our hype person, so hearing a bit of negativity coming from her, we're like, oh my gosh, no. So I was having to pick Zena up. I was like, this isn't normal.
This is not how this works.
Yeah. But then I got my pieces and I was happy.
So it's interesting, as a sorter though, it sounds like you got a couple of things in conflict, because as a sorter, I feel like the 50s puzzle is sort of a sorter's dream, right? There's just so many projects to give out.
I think so, except there was a lot of similar textures in it. I was having trouble differentiating between the couches at the bottom kind of looked like the grey pictures, but I didn't want to just make a whole pile of grey, which I ended up doing. So sorry.
Emma, how was it receiving a whole pile of grey?
I don't know what I did to her. No, it wasn't that bad. When I only had the grey, then there actually was. Sorry, each of those photos is a very slightly different colour grey, and I could pick out it didn't make them easy, but I could sort of sort them into 3 different sections.
Yeah, we were talking to a team earlier who said that once you got kind of the greys all together, you could start sort of figuring out which greys belong to what.
Once I only had greys, although I did a couple of times say, what did I do to you, Zena?
Yeah, sorry.
I did it. It was all right. I did it.
Yeah, I think that's why I struggled with it though, is that it was like when you see all 1,000 pieces en masse and 500 of them are grey, it's like, how do I differentiate within the grey while also having green everywhere and that? But no, I think we did all right. We did good. And it was the second puzzle, so we were exhausted already and hot. But we got there. We're super pumped.
I'm going to ask a question that is near and dear to my heart. So tell me about what you were listening to when these team shirts came together. I heard a rumor, possibly directly from the person, and it doesn't benefit me at all. I just want to say in advance. But would you mind repeating what you were saying earlier?
I can. Yes. So we're all wearing our team shirts, which say our names and ducks in a row on the back, which Kate designed, and I, in true ADHD fashion, left it to the night before we left, and so I was like, oh, well, what should I do to prep? And your episode had just come out about your predictions and who was missing from Worlds.
What was the name of the podcast you were listening to?
The podcast is called Peace Talks, and it's really awesome if you're into speed puzzling. It's a great way to connect with the community and learn lots of good tips. But yeah, so I think I got through maybe 4 episodes, so please don't at home figure out how long those episodes are, because that might indicate how long I had to stay up to make the shirts. But it was really enjoyable.
I am unashamed of making very long podcasts because I like to really get to understand some people. So
yes.
You can imagine how much time that must have taken you.
Yes.
Well, we just saw, I don't know if you guys saw the screen outside sort of falling down onto the ground.
We saw a video of it collapsing. One of our team members had recorded it for us. So there's a video going around of it falling to the floor, so that's good.
So sad.
Yeah, not good. I did think of all the people who were lovely, like enjoying their leisure on the hill watching it before we went in. I was like, oh, the rain's coming.
Yeah, the rain came, and all the effort that they went to put that screen up. The screen, I've been watching it outside. It's great because it's one of the few places you can hear the commentary.
Yes.
So it's nice to kind of go out, sit on the hill, find that 2 square meters of shade somewhere, and listen and watch how the competition is going. So I don't know how much damage has happened to that, but hopefully that is a thing that can get back up and running, because I think it's a valuable asset.
Definitely, and it makes in here a lot cooler when there's less.
That's a great point, because a lot of the spectators can be outside.
Correct.
So there's not as many individual body furnaces adding extra heat into the dome.
And blocking the air, which I am ashamedly one of those spectators who found the spot.
In front of one of the blowers.
Yeah, not the new ones. The existing pipes that blow out of every second hole. Fun tip.
That is interesting. One of the things that was nice about our placement in the last round is that our table was right by one of the vent holes, so we actually caught some ventilation. It was not so bad.
We had a pair from Australia yesterday in their qualifying round. They were in front of one and they'd put their box up in the airflow, and it was just catching it and it kept falling down. And we're like, turn your box around. It's just going to keep falling. But no, it's good. I hope the screen gets put back up, particularly for finals tomorrow. I think it'll be really nice out there, and it'll be good to hear the commentary.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. Would you tell us your team name again, and if there's any shout outs you want to do along the way, please do.
We're Ducks in a Row. For our Australians at home, thanks for staying up if you are watching this at 2 a.m. And if you are at home, we've got our nationals in November. There's only 60 tickets left for the individuals, so jump on, join us for some fun. It's really great.
I hear there's some Americans going to the nationals this year, which is your guys' nationals is becoming so attractive that you're drawing people from all over.
Yeah, I think last year, Lou was saying, our president of the AJPA was saying that we had one of the largest individual rounds of last year. It was like 300 plus people all in the one round, which is a lot. That's
a lot of little furnaces in a room.
Yes, well, we got aircon. Yeah, it's aircon in Melbourne.
We've got it's 600 over 2 rounds this year. So
okay.
Yeah, a lot of qualifying rounds in. It's huge.
Give a wave to the camera. Bye. Here's the camera.
Oh. We're hungry.
Anything else you guys want to say before we let you go?
No. Oh, good. Thanks so much for having us. This is a mini dream within going to Worlds.
All right. Well, go get you guys some food. Thank you for hanging out with us. Nice job.
Thanks
very much.
All right.
Okay, so we are coming up to the 2.5 hour mark, and we still have quite a lot of teams still puzzling, Rob.
We do, and the rain has joined us again.
Yes.
In force. We do have a lot. I remember looking up in the last round briefly as we were doing our puzzles at about this time, and it seemed like there were substantially fewer people here. So I wonder if the level of complexity is higher here.
So good job, the Canadians.
Oh yeah.
Yep, yes, they were puzzle pickup.
Woo! Nice. We've seen a lot of multi-hand, not fully able to make it sort of pickup. So impressive that they could get that all done together.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing those that the majority of people who picked Stitch more in the second half of the placements. Here we have a team from Belarus, table 29. Yeah, so it sounds like the people on the YouTube chat, they can hear the rain as well.
Oh, good. And that way you know we're not crazy. Although we did have the whole power going out, so hopefully you believe us at that point.
Yeah, so here from Belarus we have Lo Hachimos y Vimos. No, hang on, wrong team. We've now switched to table 70. They are from Spain, Campas Puzzle, and they're about to finish.
Doing the 50s puzzle. Oh, look, all the hands are there. Oh yeah, a lot of hands working in that tiny little gray space. Nice job.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is more exciting. Hey, rolling right off of the finish and right into our area. Welcome. Tell everybody your name.
Oh, I'm Elizabeth Stanley.
Elizabeth.
The rest of my team is combobulating right now.
Oh, okay.
They are, that was hard. It's hot in here.
Yeah, humid especially. Yes, and how have you been enjoying the interior weather?
I almost feel like for a change, this would actually have been cooler outside and even easier with the wind because it's just so hot and muggy inside of here. Would love it if this dome was retracted, kind of like the Sky Dome in Toronto. That would be great.
It'd be less good right this particular moment.
Well, okay, right now. So for anybody, it's pouring outside, which is going to be great. It'll cool it down. It's going to be amazing. And here's my teammate, Kirsty.
Yeah.
Hi. This is our MVP, Kirsty Williams.
All right, and do us a favor, when you're talking, these microphones are directional, so just grab it and talk right into it. So how did you guys think about that round of puzzling?
It's a little bit warm.
It's a little bit warm. I forgot, please, the rest of you introduce yourselves.
I'm Heather.
I'm Rolanda.
I'm Kirsty.
And you're all sick of me, but I'm Liz. And three of us are from Canada. So Heather, Rolanda, and I live in Canada and are Canadian citizens. Kirsty just moved to Brandon, Manitoba, and is very brave to have done so. But she is actually from the UK and lived in Wales. Thus, why we've got both beavers and the Welsh flag for the most part on our shirts.
That's right. I love the name, and not knowing your team composition, it was immediately apparent that somebody was from the UK on a Canadian team.
Yeah, that's me. So I'm dragging him down, but you know.
No, Kirsty is definitely not dragging us down.
Language-wise, I'm dragging him down.
So tell us a little bit about your puzzle choices in this round.
We had enough time to actually look at MSP, My Speed Puzzling. So we were like, quick, what are the titles? Okay, which ones? There were three that were, two were close.
I think we immediately decided we weren't doing the Christmas puzzle.
Yeah.
But then it was and then we decided we were doing the 1950s.
Yes.
But then it was between Stitch and I don't even know the name of the other puzzle.
Lost Places. It's got a sewing machine in it.
It looks dark. It looks so dark, and it reminded me of the cow in the bathtub from last year.
We're getting that a lot, yeah, and it was dark.
Yes, and so I mean, as much as Stitch was hard, I still think we made the right choice.
It was pink flowers versus darkness, and we went pink flowers.
So, sorry, what was the other one you chose? You chose Stitch and?
Stitch
the
and
1950s.
Oh, the 50s. Okay, so not the Christmas.
No.
Which was the other popular choice. So
it's too hot to do a Christmas puzzle. It's 40 degrees in
so
here.
On principle, you chose not the.
Absolutely not.
Like whether or not it was strategically the right choice, just on principle, you were going to be a conscientious objector in this puzzle.
I did Santa's workshop. I did as a UK JPA Christmas family competition, and my husband and I were meant to be doing it with some of his friends. They ditched us, formed their own family team, whooped everyone on the call, and me and my husband slogged through that one together.
So you have some traumatic memories associated with Ravensburger Christmas
I'm not
theme.
doing a Christmas puzzle, and not in this heat.
Oh,
Absolutely.
It would just have made us feel bad about our life choices of being here right now. It would be like, why aren't we in the air conditioning or back in Canada where because it's Canada it must be snowing?
Yeah.
Well, so tell us a little bit then, because I think you're the first folks that we've had on that has tackled the Stitch puzzle. Talk us through it. Talk us through how did you go about doing that? Because it's got a lot of the same things going on in the background. There's just a lot of solid blues. It looks like it could be a challenge. Was it?
I mean, to be honest, I think we colour sorted all of the just odd flower colours, so the reds, the purples, the oranges. We just gave Liz all of Stitch, and we call this the weird robot toy. We know it's not a robot,
but it is now. It's like the weird button eye toy. I love a crypt puzzle, so for me this is my favorite type of puzzle, the Stitch in the middle and the little toy at the top. So the toy at the top really fast, got that just whipped right out, put it in the puzzle, started on the ears because they were very easy to sort out.
Oh my God, I'm going to interrupt you because so for the longest time we were looking at your guys' puzzle and it was just flowers and an empty space where Stitch was supposed to be.
Yes.
So you were working on Stitch off to the side?
I was working on Stitch.
Because I was I don't know what's going on here.
Have they forgotten how to do a puzzle? Are they in the right building?
Well, I was working on Stitch off to the on trays, and then once I got something, so once I got the little rag doll done, we put him in, and then I started on the ears, which is a little hard because they're two and they're very symmetrical.
Yes.
So it was a matter of trying to get the outline of the ears in, and I think it took me a little too long to realize that some of the pieces were in the puzzle because they were attached to the flowers. And so once I got those in, like the border, like the solid colors, I'm very fast at. Like that's probably the only thing I'm going to say nice about my ability to puzzle is I'm good at a crypt. Like I love solid colors. It's just getting those borders that was sort of holding us back.
And for people who don't know, tell them what a crypt is.
So a crypt is my favorite kind of puzzle because
which puts you in a very specific class of people.
Yes, it does. It is one color and one color only. There is one crypt that has a rainbow gradient. I hate that one. I'm not good at gradients.
Too many colors.
Too many colors. I'm like, oh wow, this is too much for me. No, I love a good solid color. The entire thing is exactly the same kind of puzzle.
Rolando and Heather built like 90% of the flowers.
I think we pretty much picked like 2 colors each, and we kept kind of swapping back and forth. If you get stuck with one color, you can flip to the other one, stuff like that. And yeah.
I was going to do all the pink ones, but I palmed them off on Rolando halfway through. I was like, absolutely not. Like, someone take pink away from me. I've had enough of it.
Well, because after in Canadian Nationals, we had our individual final was there was a giant pink tree with pink flowers, so that's traumatizing to everybody from Canada right now. And so Kirsty has had pink flowers in every single round and was going for the like you were going.
I just wanted to complete the the collection really.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, that Canadian puzzle, it was pretty, but just
pretty
hard.
Like, it's a walk in the rain.
Because I feel
it's
like
painting.
the Canadian national puzzles almost uniformly were beautiful.
Yes.
I was like, there's some great puzzle selection going on.
Yes.
But then you hear back from folks who talk about doing some of those puzzles and bringing back a little bit of trauma.
Yes.
More than a little.
Some of us do call it a walk in the pain, not a walk in the rain.
So what was your approach to the 50s puzzle then? I assume did that one go faster? I assume it must have gone faster.
Yeah, and I think, again, with the Canadian Nationals team final puzzle, that was an extremely busy collage. So just a less busy collage, we were like, we can cope with this. So again, it was just sort of pulling like items or colours and just like building little bits, getting them in, and then worrying about all the grey at the end, really. Like we had there was a jar of pickled onions, there was some deviled eggs, we just called it the gross food at the bottom. Had a bicycle wheel for about 45 minutes, then none of us knew there was a bike in there, but then we found it. So yeah, so again, it was just sort of build little projects and then just shove them all together.
And give it all to Kirsty, because Kirsty's extremely fast and talented.
I mean, when she's not sweating.
So I hear, Kirsty, that you're not alone here. You have someone here supporting you who is actually in a team. I found this inside info at breakfast this morning.
Okay, yes. So I have my family here. So last year I came here, I didn't know anybody. I'd never done a speed puzzle competition before. I'd never done any competition before in my life, virtual or in person. So I dragged my dad along with me. My dad's name is Jeff.
Wait, so that was at Worlds?
Yes, Worlds last year was my
You had never
first.
done a puzzle competition, you were like, let's go to Worlds.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd never done virtual, I'd never done in person, just turned up.
I feel like I've learned a lot about you all.
Yeah, my dad came along with me for a laugh. He was like, yeah, I'll do pairs of you, it'll be a laugh. So got him to come along this year as well, and obviously we had to make the decisions this year. We had to choose which puzzle you were going to do, and he's not, he's a puzzler, he's not a massive puzzler, so it's like, don't worry, we'll give you a hand, we'll stand on the rail and let you know. So I was stood with quite a lot of the very, very fast Canadian puzzlers. We also had a lot of Swiss puzzlers stood next to us. And my dad Jeff pulls his 2 puzzles out of the bag, and he's undecided, and it's like a nice, normal rectangle shaped scene, and then the little sun circle. And my husband is also, he's surprised me coming here from the UK. He stood behind me, even he knew Jeff cannot do the circle, no. And so we see, and then he goes to put the rectangle on the floor and keep the little sun. And so I just instinctively shouted at the top of my voice, Jeff, no! So then he looks over, all of the Canadians and all of these Swiss guys as well, all of us, Jeff, no! And he looks us dead in the eye and he sticks to his guns and he keeps the little sun puzzle and does it. So, but we then, we then did get him to enter a team competition with him, his partner Nina, my mum Chuck, and my best friend Kerry that's come up from Malaga. So they did compete in teams today, and their team's name was Jeff, no, with about 5 O's and then an exclamation
I saw
mark
that,
at the end.
and I'm glad that you guys came here because I had no idea what the story was behind that. I was like, it says Jeff no, and Jeff is the first guy on the list.
Yeah. How did you do in teams, Jeff?
We did all right. We finished them. Yeah, we finished the first puzzle. We did it an hour and 40 odd minutes. which as a fact is just Kirsty's family. We never puzzled before. We were delighted with that. The second one, I think we were all puzzled out, and it was a different format to it. It was very, very busy, and it threw us a bit. So yeah, we did. I think we did just over half of the second one. So we were all pleased with it. We were all very, very pleased. Yeah.
So I guess we can assume that you were not allowed to pick the puzzles this time round.
No, I wanted to. I wanted to do the one with the castles on, but they said no, Flamingo Park. So I had to go with it. So yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
We just saw a Team China, a team from China finish, and it's great because I feel like we don't see a lot of China, Japan, Korea, etc. So I'm always thrilled to see the countries that haven't been well represented here show up and compete.
Yeah, thanks, Dad, Jeff, for stopping by and confirming that story. Yeah, and that is one of the, so basically that team was formed here in Valladolid.
Yes, so we always knew that so basically because I've come over from Canada, where I'm now living, my mum, my dad and my dad's girlfriend were coming out to see me as well, and then my best friend was always going to come up for the end of the week, but we weren't sure which day, so we hadn't signed anything up. My husband then, I thought he was working in the UK this week. He just turned up in the park in the middle of the city the other day and surprised me out of the blue. So then my dad was like, he was getting the puzzle bug, and he was like, oh, Craig, we'll do a family team. And my husband was like, absolutely not. Like, no thank you. Like, you know, Kirsty almost killed over in the first round. I don't want to be puzzling in that heat. No, thank you very much. And then, so I was like, I'll phone Kerry and see if she'll do it. So phoned my best friend, and she was like, yeah, go on, that'll be a laugh. So, they formed literally yesterday. We registered them. So, yeah. Which is similar to what I did last year. I was on the UK Fun Not Finals team last year. We formed that morning and then puzzled that afternoon. They've replaced me with Rachel Chambers now. She's much better, but you know, I'm never getting back on that team. Canada's keeping me.
Sorry, you're stuck with us. We love you though.
Oh look, and here's another team finish. Congratulations.
Oh, see, did everyone do Christmas?
Yeah, most people chose to do Christmas. It wasn't a one that I would have chosen for a lot of reasons, but I am not a particularly great puzzler, and it shows by my puzzle selection because all the great puzzlers are a good chunk of them.
You did great yesterday in Paris, though. I saw you.
Yeah, so the team that just finished was Pieces Rapporté from France, Noemi, Aymeric, Carolyn, and Evelyn. And as we come up to 17 minutes towards the close, still a lot of teams puzzling out there. What kind of when you're at the stage where it's so long puzzling and you're feeling tired and losing motivation, how do you give yourself a boost to just keep on pushing?
I mean, I tend to swear a lot.
She does.
Motivational swearing?
Just any swearing.
Any swearing. It doesn't have to be motivational.
Certain bits in the puzzle will get like various names. They may be flattering, they may not.
Or can you give us an example of a non-flattering, safe for a live stream name?
No.
There are not any of those?
No, absolutely not, sorry.
There's a lot of cheeky British swearing, which sounds delightful to our North American ears. But it's still, it would be like demonetized.
Yeah, not safe for the live stream. Just having a little bit of a dance, moving around, doing a little squat by the table, just moving things up a bit. We swapped seats. Changing it up a bit.
I mean, I think too though, like as you get far closer to the end, you do actually get sort of that second wind, because you're seeing the puzzle come together, hopefully, and even if you're not, you're seeing the countdown get closer to the end, and you know it's about the pain is about to stop.
One way or the other, we're going to be done.
Puzzling's great. It's not as painful as we're making it sound.
Everybody else said it was great.
But it is, like surgeons say, all bleeding stops.
So just to counteract that, do we have any funny stories or joyful moments that you'd like to share?
I mean, I think my semi-final individual performance this year I'm stoked with, because in my qualifier I had New York postcard, which I did last week I did 4 500s back to back in 2.5 hours on a Canadian Speed Puzzlers call. And so I did that one in 37 minutes last week. And then this week it took me over 45 minutes in the qualifier because I was having a little bit of a crisis. It was a little bit warm, I was a little bit dizzy, had to lie down with some cans of Coke on me. Oh, they've done so well.
Just just real quick, the Puzzle Masters just finished. It's a bit of a mixed team. That's Ramon from the Ole Puzzles, which is Alejandro's puzzle brand, and Hector, who is a U.S. team member. They connected in the last couple of days and decided that they would join together.
I love the mixed teams.
Yeah, and then Gemma Garcia and Isabel Diego as well.
I guess I am flattering myself here. I'm like, I love a good mixed team, as we have a mixed team.
That's right. Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, just to wrap that up on a positive note,
Yes.
I did redeem myself with my semi-final performance because I finished a brand new, unpublished Cherry Blossom Walk puzzle in 45 minutes and like 40 seconds or something. So for me, that's
impressive.
That was my redemption this year.
Yeah, well done.
I do remember how to puzzle.
And down the end there, would you like to tell us something that you're proud of or a joyful moment from this year's Worlds?
I'm just really happy to be here. I'm here for the vibes. I'm not competitive, but it's just such a great community. It's just been a lot of fun the whole time.
So how did you get roped into this team?
I do try to speed puzzle. I'm just not great at it.
You're very good at it. Come on.
Yeah. Ro and I have known each other for years and years. We both like puzzles, so we've done a few competitions together, and we were looking for other team members, and we ended up finding Liz. I think we met Liz at a puzzle social, and Liz knew Kirsty.
Yeah, we had a puzzle retreat in Canada. Where we all went to a little small town called Paris. We all went to Paris for a weekend, and they rented a nice the Canadian Jigsaw Puzzle Association rented a nice deconstructed apartment building kind of thing. It was like an event space. Had a whole wall of glass windows. The lighting could have been a little bit better, but it was a lot of fun. They had a whole lot of activities for us. There was speed dating puzzling where we all swapped around and got to meet new people.
That is so great.
We had paint night, which people were like, but I want a puzzle. But yeah, we all met there.
We had puzzle chess too.
Oh yes, we had puzzle chess.
And then there was a whole bunch of variety of puzzles. So if you've never tried them, like micro puzzles, wooden puzzles, a whole bunch of other brands. Yeah, it was great.
Yoga the second day because everyone's backs were sore. Yeah, but that's how we all met. And Rolanda did a great job of getting everybody together for a big Worlds photo so that those of us who knew we were going to Worlds at that point could start talking to each other already. Yeah.
And I just gate crashed.
Well, I came up with a catchy name to convince her to join.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yes.
A good name.
Rolanda got in touch with me, and I was like, well, I'm bringing Kirsty. And then they're like, is she any good? I'm like, oh, yes, she is.
Nice. So this
and
is
a lot of fun.
One of the U.S. team's misfit pieces. That's Nicholas, Emma, Kyle, and Melissa. I had a chance to hang out with Kyle and Melissa at the welcoming dinner. Great people. She is an avid puzzler. He is definitely a give me a stack of things to do, and I will execute on that stack of things to do. Are you guys divided into people who are project givers and people who are project just give me a project to work on?
Yeah, I'm really obnoxious. I just ask people to give me things to build.
and you insist on doing the border.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I've been using the term puzzle princess for people who are receivers of projects and proud of it.
Perfect. Perfect.
And then the other thing that I've been thinking about is puzzle boss, the person who's giving out the orders. Do you guys have one of those on your team, or is it the same? You've been nominated.
Apparently, it's me.
Surprise nominated.
I was just telling everyone to drink water because it's hot in here.
Yeah.
So
that was Liz, by the way. In case she's the one that was nominated puzzle boss. I don't want anybody to miss that.
And we didn't have much time to actually determine our roles either, because before today we had 35 minutes of speed puzzling at the social before our nationals competition, and then just an hour outside before lunch.
That's all the practicing we've done. I mean, normally, I'll be bossy, but then you guys will be like, no, we're not doing that. So,
we do vote her down quite frequently.
Yeah, they've already voted me off the team.
So
I've got to turn in my
everybody's got strong
shirt.
veto power, is what I'm hearing.
I'll be turning in my shirt afterwards, but I'm not washing it then if you're kicking me off the team.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us and hanging out in here. It's been a pleasure to have you. Why don't you one last time tell us what your team name is, even though we've talked about it a number of times. And then if you want to do any shout outs to anybody out there, please take a chance.
Making me be bossy again and go first. So we are the Canucks. because the can, Uck right there. I don't know. I'm just so happy to say hi to everybody that I know is watching. And if I shout anyone out particularly, then I'll feel bad because I missed somebody. But I guess I should really say hi to my husband, Dan.
I'd like to shout out Canadian speed puzzlers because they've been instrumental in Canadian training for this. UK JPA, Annika, Helen, everyone from the UK that's great. And my husband Craig for turning up in a park in Spain, just sweating a dome watching me doing puzzles for a week.
Romantic.
I just want to say thanks to my family, friends, and even my coworkers are watching some of the live streams. And then also anyone in the Ottawa Puzzles group that we created. It's a not-for-profit local group that does monthly puzzle socials and speed competitions to kind of grow the community in the Ottawa-Gatineau area. So I know a lot of them are following along as well.
I feel like Canada's put in some amazing community building this year.
Yeah.
I'd like to say hi to my cats and my husband, Mike.
In that order.
Heather is our comic relief, actually. And we love her. Love all of you.
I just want to mention a comment from the chat. They said, we love the team banter. Sounds like they have so much fun. Wish I could join their team.
Oh. Well, if they're kicking me off, you might be able to.
There may be an opening. Keep an eye out. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Is that all still?
All right. We've got about 8 minutes left. We're looking at the Brazil team, the Looney Puzzlers there, coming down to it. This is, to me, if you are not the fastest puzzlers in the world, just being right where you are finishing at the end is so satisfying. It's great to just be able to say, all right, we've done it. We at least got the puzzle done in the time.
Here we go. The last piece from the youngest team member.
To stretch, to reach, to find it, or to get it into place. It's like they finished on the 50s puzzle.
Yeah, we had a comment in the chat before that they love the lemon shirt. We just got another dash here, but here comes the Brazilians, Looney Puzzlers. That might be an extra piece. No, they...
Nice job. Under the wire, they had 7 minutes to go, so they had plenty of time, actually. Good for them.
Yeah.
That is...
so much joy, so much relief. I love... Now we're switching to the stage where... these teams, for the last hour, they're just happy to complete. It's not about timing. It's just about getting there, finishing. And here comes an Australian team.
That's Team 73, craving some burger.
Fantastic.
Stephanie, Caitlin, Vicky, and Sav, it looks like. It looks like we've got one last guest here just under the wire. So give us just a second.
All right, looks like we have a Chinese team here. Would you like to say your name and introduce yourselves?
Hi. Hello. I'm Dora, and this is Vivi, and this is our Jason.
Team
leader.
Welcome. We were just talking. We watched you finish, and it's so great to have a team from China here.
So tell us what you're holding.
We are holding a trophy made by paper. We bought it by ourselves and then bring it all the way from China. So once we finish the puzzle, it's a prize for us.
Oh, nice. I like that you brought your own sort of accomplishment. So how did you guys do it versus how you expected to do? Was it satisfying? Did you like these puzzles?
Yeah. We love it. And also, we are enjoying it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What have you enjoyed the most so far?
It's being a team together, and then Jason is like he didn't have so many puzzle experience before.
Yes.
So it's like it's really fun to work together.
Are you enjoying having some puzzle experience now? Getting new puzzle experience?
Yes.
So are you addicted to puzzles now?
Oh yeah.
Do you have a new hobby?
Yes.
Yep.
Great. So what was your favorite puzzle from what you've just done now?
My favorite part is the Christmas one, and lights and the lights and the people, and it's really fun doing it. It feels like it's already Christmas.
Did it have some cooling effect? Is puzzling the snow? Did it provide a little bit of relief for today?
Oh yeah, and also when we were doing this, and I think there is ice or it was raining, and so it feels like it's really snowy.
Okay, so you just replaced the thunder and lightning and the raindrops, just imagining it was the snow coming down.
Yeah.
It looks like there were, it looks like maybe like 20, 25 folks from China here this year. I feel like last year there were very few folks from China. What's going on in China that is making more people show up here?
Oh yeah, so we are holding, China is holding some puzzle games more and more those years. And then last year, the company where Jason's from, so they sponsored some of our Chinese puzzlers. Yeah, they are the first of the puzzle competition, and then sponsored them to come to here to play this.
That was last year?
Yeah, that was last year.
And so did a lot of people saw that and decided they wanted to come here this year?
Yeah, so so I saw them and I really want to play with them together, come to here, so that's why we come. And Vivi was like, she was here 2 years ago.
The second time.
Oh,
yeah,
welcome back.
Yeah.
I imagine that there probably weren't a lot of folks from China your first time around.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited to see. I feel like China, Japan, some of those countries that aren't well represented here would be very strong performers, and so I'm excited to see folks like yourselves coming and participating like this, because you help inspire other people to come as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope there will be more and more Chinese puzzlers come next year.
Now, are there puzzles in China? Like, are the kinds of puzzles that one does in China very different from the kinds of ones in terms of what the art is? Because in Europe, like, they do a lot of landscapes. In the U.S., there's a lot of drawings. Is there specific kinds of things going on in China's?
Yeah, it's really, really different. So you can see what we picked is the Stitch and the Christmas. Mm-hmm. They are all cartoons. So Chinese people, like, most of them likes to like the cartoon style, and maybe the drawing style.
Sure.
We don't really do landscape, and that's why we pick those. Yeah, that's the difference.
So I think that perhaps our screen is broken. The screen has been on us for some minutes now, but the main screen is showing one more team is about to finish. So I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, but we're coming right down to the last couple of minutes.
Someone's on the floor under the table looking for a piece. I think they're going to call it lifting up the white paper, trying to find.
Yeah, the penalty's 5 seconds, yeah?
Yeah.
It seems like it might be worth calling it at that point. Okay. Got a few puzzles out there. So you guys were able to finish your puzzles in the time allotted. Did you expect that? Are you guys fairly proficient puzzlers, or?
Yeah. We was expecting to go to the next round, but once we are doing it, we change our goals.
And was that a conversation you had at the table?
Yeah.
And what about the puzzles made you change your mind?
It's like, this one.
The Stitch puzzle?
Yeah.
Was it once you got into the Stitch puzzle that you realized that it was going to be a challenge, or did you know right away?
So we have a team that's about to finish at 68. Spontaneous confusion. This is a mixed team. They've got 15 seconds left. The last pieces are going in. It's a mixture of Guatemalans with one lady from Guatemala and 3 Germans, and they're just like seconds away. Come on. And there's.
And that is as big a cheer as the first people who finished this puzzle. This is the U-shaped curve of cheering that I'm a big fan of. The people who make it right across the line are just as exciting as the people who make it across the line first.
So the biggest share was saved for last. I'm very excited about that team. They were also a spontaneous team to join together, And yeah, so how about at the end of the live stream, we just do a little jiggy and wave to everybody and say goodbye, and we'll see you in the next live stream. There will be Jim back tomorrow for the final of the last team session.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And you. I can't tell if we're being asked to drag it out or...
Waiting for the Spanish to finish.